Hello everyone, and welcome to another beautiful night of TNS. We do have some Marvel action today, but it's a little bit different than the Marvel that you're used to here on the channel. Today is Marvel Rivals. My name is...
It's all lies. They're just going to switch it in the on the load-up screen anyway. They're just lying to us.
So it looks like they're going to keep it pretty on the straight and narrow. They're going to go for the solo tank layout here with the double support. So this comp is explosive. A lot of the things when you see, so the Sajam Slammers comp here, Wolverine has to generate picks for this comp to work. It really all is going to come down to, can Deku find picks in the back line if any players miss position with those spears, and can Brawlpro deliver on the kidnaps? It's going to be everything.
Yeah, I feel like if your aim is solid, Namor is such a good pick, right? You do so much damage.
The battle starts in 5.
One thing to point out here, Void, the world's ultimate gamer, playing Luna.
Okay. He's got the aim for it, you know. Character carries as well.
Obviously, if you don't ban Luna in the game, you're going to see Luna on both teams, right? It makes sense.
Oh, already had to blow his bubble there. Wolverine does manage to get away. Didn't even pop his passive. Definitely good healing so far here, playing that mid-range, contesting the cart a little bit at a time. You got to play that corner tight, especially as Magneto in these moments.
That's a boost I need.
Captain America got these double dive tanks, contesting things well, just kind of bullying things around. Not having 2 tanks on the side of the Slammers here, definitely hurting as we get the sleep and try to get a bit aggressive. Poking at the back line here, Magneto somehow managing to live. Full heals keeping them together, but again, the dive tanks are taking too much space. They are able to completely overwhelm, and even with only 1 kill established on that, they managed to make it to the checkpoint. No, not quite. We have a recontest, and we're going to go back in for the fight. And just get back into the rectangle here to stop that cart. Captain America pushed back a bit. So the recontest is successful, but 1 character already down. Dance floor activated, though, so the Slammers going to be nearly invincible for just a moment. Sajam extends a bit too far and gets frozen, but luckily we're able to have that Luna come back and save him. Back and forth between the two as Mantis ult comes out. Continuing to layer the support ult so well. Magneto ult is online now. Hold it for just a moment. And then we're going to choose to activate Storm. Continues to poke from a distance here. Not much to contest her right now and has her ult as well. Oh, Magneto ult buys so much space with the Invisible Woman force field as well. A great reposition and just kind of, you know, denial coming out from Squajii and the Simps.
Yeah, but I mean, honestly, even if you don't get the kill there with the Magneto ult, you did push your opponents back, allow your team to reconvene.
Oh my god, but the storm damage is so high. Doesn't matter though. Star-Lord able to find the open up. Dance floor still coming through. Managing to keep everybody alive here, but the Slammers just doing their best to stay active. Unfortunately, it's not enough, and the Simps get checkpoint in a pretty quick fashion.
Yeah, really well-timed Luna ult there from Medusa on the Simps.
Stand down.
Now with this, we got Magneto playing it pretty close here. I feel like this double dive tank situation has been working out so well. Captain America and Venom are occupying so much space that this Hela and this Storm are kind of able to free shoot.
Right. What was Kustix doing right there, by the way? He was deep in the enemy lines just walking.
Venom got all these movement tools. Nah, he's been walking. Cool.
That looks like Kustix at an FGC major, like he's in the wrong room.
Oh, tried to set up for the dive there. Unfortunately, dives into the force field. Does have that extra bit of health to come through for it, though. And unfortunately, does not get his ult. I love when the voice lines get cut, bro. Back to the mid-range here. It's going to be Wolverine trying to cut through these tanks. Obviously, that's his job in these moments. But unfortunately, no healer's able to get to him. He's a bit overextended. The Slammers down just a bit and having to reset here, trying to save your support from Captain America. But America does not relent.
Yeah, he did such a good job penetrating that back line there. That Captain America is definitely making a huge impact.
He's been a difference maker for sure here, but unfortunately can't find his way up onto the high ground. He's just, I'll just come back to it. It's fine.
Sometimes you get lost on the map, bro.
I'm glad it happens to these players too, because it definitely happens to me. Back in with the Invisible Woman. The force fields come through though. Managing to find these pokes. Damage. Oh my god, the Invisible Woman pull actually is massive in that moment. And now they're sent scrambling just a bit, having to reset. Good save from Capto to get Storm out of there. But unfortunately, she takes a hella bullet straight to the back.
Yeah, definitely staggered there pretty heavily with Storm and, sorry, Storm being down for 10 seconds there.
Yeah, I love that pushback. Great decision making top to bottom from the Slammers on that one. It's important to push your advantage in those moments. When you find that one hit and you see your opponents are going to try and run away, looking aggressively for the staggers is massive. Has to spend the ult. That's actually incredible from Storm. Spending your ult there to get the dance floor when a fight is not even happening is actually incredible.
Yeah, that's great bait there. We all know how impactful these healer ults can be.
Oh, a feast for the Crows. Oh, gets out of it almost immediately. Hella doesn't even really get to play the game on that one. Magneto.
Yeah, definitely you're out here by yourself. When you're ulting here by yourself, you're going to get picked apart pretty quickly. You have to coordinate with your team on these ults.
Yeah, but I mean, second checkpoint has been looking so much better here for the Slammers. The Wolverine getting to play a bit more, as well as having these alternate high grounds and all these different positions. That triple DPS comp is able to be a little more active and a little more elusive in these open quarters.
All right, looks like they're going to try to go for the flank here, trying to go around.
He saw one.
Yeah, now he saw all of them here. Coming up from the high ground, too. Looks like they might go half and half, maybe.
Yeah, it is a breakable high ground, but we are going to see the swap to the Moon Knight here. Don't recognize it. He's so good at being able to... He's just such a good tank buster here. It's not quite as effective against this 3 DPS comp, but here, just building up that ult as fast as possible. 70, 80, 90, already almost there. Khonshu about to be on the battlefield here, but for now, we have to focus in the force field. Magneto solo tanking is somehow staying alive. The Moon Knight does come through, but it doesn't get anyone, unfortunately, and Legendary is popped. Oh, Venom! He just can't. Unfortunately, Kusik is caught walking again.
The pedestrian.
The pedestrian is crazy. Oh, came back through, trying to go for the one clip there. Dance floor as we get aggressive. Invisible Woman pull continues to be a massive difference maker in these moments.
Yeah, with both supports down here, you're going to have to back off and just kind of wait your turn.
Running out of time, though. 10 seconds left. Has to find a recontest, but there's so much room you have to carry through. One character already deleted. Wolverine trying to make it there, but can't quite. Cap does get the touch, though. Okay, luckily there's a contest. No C9s coming out here. Oh, but unfortunately he jumps out. Somehow, on the slowdown, actually doesn't interrupt it here.
Yeah, able to keep the overtime going there, but Simps are getting picked off left and right.
Yeah, and that should do it. No way to be able to make it back on this one here. The Slammers kind of get run over on point one, but on that second point, again, that triple DPS comp is activated in the open ground.
And you saw Squajii and the Simps try to switch to a triple DPS comp there at the end as well. You saw Acoustics make the switch to Wolverine. Did not pay off, though. Was too late, honestly, I feel like, to make any changes.
I think also having Cap be your solo tank can sometimes be problematic because Cap is not really a traditional tank. He's more of an off tank, right? Wants to be aggressive, wants to be annoying. He's not really blocking the damage for you.
Exactly. He's not your Magneto, Doctor Strange, Groot type tank there. So I feel like, you know, honestly, as good as Captain America was doing, I feel like if they were more coordinated in their dive to the back line, it could have been even more impactful.
We'll see. They are going to lock in this triple DPS comp one more time, and they are going to, you know, take another shot on this. So near mirror comps, pretty similar situations coming up.
I think at the beginning here, it's a really cool idea to go for triple DPS because you got the, you know, healing room right behind you, right?
Yeah, that's true.
So try to get a pick, force the battle, keep that momentum going.
We'll find out pretty quick, though. Captain America. See how he does as the solo tank. I see the spray coming out too. You know, he's proud. So here we go. Coming out of the spawn room. What's going to be the decision early? They're going to play a pretty spread defense here. Coming out for the Simps, it seems. This can be really good or it can be really bad, because if one of your spread characters unfortunately gets chunked down too early, you kind of lose the positional wars. You can see Cap trying to get aggressive almost immediately, but now this is the weakness of the character. He's not very front-loaded, has to retreat and has to avoid, has to be very careful of that Wolverine.
Trying to isolate the Star-Lord there, but instead gets picked off by the Wolverine. Fighting 1v1 here.
Does have that Luna passive though. So now keeping it on the 1v1. Unfortunately, though, gets pushed off the high ground, jumps back down, and the kidnap comes through, gets pushed back into the back line, but does manage to escape. Way to hold your buttons. Very smart.
A lot of isolated fights here. I do feel like Sajam Slammers are trying to coordinate a little bit more.
Yeah, extremely spread on the front, as we said. And just gets through this one in a hurry. Incredible showing coming out on that one. And checkpoint 1 done in a hurry. But we've already seen this happen once. The Slammers were able to maintain their footing on point 2. Can the Simps do the same?
Well, we're going to see here. They have to present a coordinated defense. They have to work together. That's the biggest part. I think it's going to be hard to just out 1v1 people on the Sajam team right now.
Definitely agreed, especially when they're able to take 1v1s like this. This is Deku playing that hit scan, has that invisible woman barrier to be able to hide behind. Now has to take a little bit of an awkward angle. Sajam going to be holding that upwards area, playing that high ground. Gets kidnapped though! Magneto has to go for the bubble and now tries to escape, but unfortunately that is the power of Wolverine. You're just gone.
Yeah, unfortunately, that's the only tank on Squajii's side there. So with that death, they're going to have to back off a little bit, right?
Oh no, and the legendary is activated, completely clears out, and now 3 on cart is going to make this a nightmare. Going to get very close, but there's the Storm ult, has to use the Susan ult in response. Invisible Woman manages to save the day in that moment, and now back to the mid-range. No chance to be able to get onto this one. I love how close they're playing, and that is going to be a quick interruption and the map going in favor of the Sajam Slammers. Great decision-making top to bottom as far as comps go and as far as how they kind of approached the neutral. Very nice stuff. Change to him. He has been a meta-defining choice, right?
Yeah, for sure. Anna, what are you talking about mask? This is just what I look like, all right? Don't be a sharkist.
A shark? Please start this game faster. The sharkist, bro. Oh my god.
Now, this is definitely one of my favorite maps to play here. This is so much fun.
Definitely agree. And just for clarification, too, this is Sajam Slammers on the defense here, and they are currently 1 map up in this 1st to 2 situation. So we'll see. Acoustics is going to be on the Doctor Strange here. They're going to play that double shield comp.
4, 3, 2, 1.
So we'll see how it works out. Coming out of the gate, Squajii and the Simps, can they break through on this one? Already, decent little walk up. Are we going to go in for the portal here, or are we just going to go for the walk up is the question. It seems like we're just going to straight send it. We're going to hoof it.
Hey, nothing wrong with just taking a walk. You know what I mean? Saves on gas or whatever AI is run on.
Oh, it's going to be actually seeing it now, taking a look. We do have the full Gamma setup here on the other side. It's going to be Hulk with the Iron Man. It's going to be Deku coming through on the Iron Man, using that Gamma beam. Again, getting so much damage. The highest single damage thing in the game is we're cooking characters. The tracking is crazy, and everyone is melting. The Simps are sent spreading, and unfortunately now are headed back to the spawn.
Was able to melt 3 characters and a half right away off of that. That was insane.
Oh no, and I think this is going to be a big stagger on Acoustics as well. He went back into the building, and now they're just kind of searching him out, looking for him, and he does go down. So this is going to stall things a ton, unfortunately, here for the Simps.
Yeah, you got to wonder here, are they going to keep playing it out like it is? Or are they going to wait for Acoustics to come back? It looks like they're fighting a little bit here, but just a little tickle.
Yeah, play that mid-range. Nothing too worried about on this one. Hulk goes for the jump in, but he doesn't do anything too committal. See this left side, that brick right next to Magneto is not breakable. So it's definitely one of the best pieces of terrain here. But unfortunately, almost gets destroyed here. The healing not coming through fast enough in these moments.
Everything is falling down. It's like Hurricane Milton all over again.
Okay. Full reload coming up. Strange trying to go for the walk up, going for the 1v1 with Bruce Banner, but unfortunately he has a Magneto behind him, saving things completely as Deku continues to just rain down hell from above. Doesn't even need the team up on this one. It's just able to completely dominate the situation and force them back with those AoE pings from Iron Man.
Yeah, sometimes it's not just about getting kills. I feel like a lot of players at the low mid-level get focused on finishing your opponents, getting picks, but you know, if you can push your opponents back, that's pretty good too.
We call that taking space, don't we?
Yeah. I take up a lot of space, so I get it.
You and me both, baby. There you go. A beast for the Crows. Gets one. He's continuing to poke a bit here. Uses that Magneto ult to try and hold up for some of it. Cloak and Dagger does come through with the ult as well. Magneto in a compromised spot as Iron Man, unfortunately pushed way outside of the fight. Does have that ultimate though. Take a look for that one. Here it comes.
Oh, and able to get one off of that.
Ults continue to get popped. Hulk gets frozen. Dance floor continues to save lives. But again, the Gamma Ray coming through. Hella does manage to get the poke though. Okay, but with things opening up, unfortunately here, it looks like the Simps are again being sent for a reset here. Hulk is going for the chase down to try and see if he can find the stagger, but no, not much to write home about. It is going to be, another chance here. Still has a minute left on the clock for the Simps.
Yeah, I feel like you got 2 fights here, or one really extended one. Let's see what Squajii and the Simps decide to do here. How do they plan to attack? I don't think they've used the portal just yet either.
Here it is. They did hear it though, so they're already set up for it. Portal's in a very awkward spot though. It's a kind of a weird choke. Hard place to actually come out of the portal here. Half the team is still stuck. Brawlpro is just occupying that space.
They're just punching people as they walk out.
That's looking like my portals. I don't know why he put it in that hallway, bro.
Let's not talk about your portals today.
Oh, but the eye comes through. Unfortunately, gets no one, and now just gets destroyed by the Gamma Laser. Time running low as we only have 20 seconds remaining here. Oh, Denizens of the Deep unfortunately get a fist in their mouth. just not able to fight at all as they are. And yeah, just like this, support ult's taking control. Does manage to get back to the point, but it's not going to matter much here. Iron Man able to get one through the support ult. And again, that gamma radiation continues to thrive. That is going to be a full hold with no ticks coming out for the Slammers on this one. And the Simps have their work cut out for them here on their side of defense.
Look, I don't want to say it's impossible, but this is definitely going to be quite the challenge here. Nothing is impossible, right?
Okay, Kevin Garnett.
Is that something KG said?
Something like that.
Yeah.
That's close enough.
Somebody said it, all right?
Okay. Oh, and it's finally time. We're going to see the Punisher. So with Squajii being on the Raccoon, we are going to have that team up here. It's not too impactful for Winter Soldier, but for Punisher, that team up is a massive boon to your ability to DPS.
Oh, yeah, that unlimited ammo, such a huge impact there.
This is what I've been waiting for, though.
You're waiting for the Black Widow?
Deku on the Widow. Oh, man. I mean, Black Widow, not Black Widow, just Widowmaker in previous hero shooters. Obviously, Overwatch was a character that Deku was able to go crazy on. So this is going to be fun to get to see a return to form for her. Wanting on the Spider-Man as well, something you don't get to see as often. Normally, Spider-Man has trouble hitting those damage thresholds if he doesn't have the Venom team up. But we'll see if Wani's able to, chip people out before going in for it. What is bro doing?
He's creeping.
What is his movement? Oh, and they're going to try and hold the door? No way.
That's one strategy to beat it, I guess. He's just kind of hiding in the back there. He might be trying to get behind him.
Oh, Ships in the night with Spider-Man. Just high five and walk away. Oh, love that distance close. Trying to go in for the turret now. Finds that first little poke, but doesn't get much else. Spider-Man, the movement is working out well, but they can't get any damage, actually.
Captain America here on the defense. I'm not sure how impactful that is going to be, but you know what? If you can isolate Black Widow, you could probably win that one.
Unfortunately, isolate, we cannot. Strange goes for the walk up here, losing out on that one. Shotgun's going to try and carry out the rest of the fight. Bruce Banner does manage to get away, and I like this here from Sajam, just trying to stay on the point, stay active, and keep them on the ground, and manages to kill both of the Gamma Explosion. That's going to get the tick. That's going to get the game, and the Sajam Slammers are able to take map 2 and the set.
Great work there from the supports as well, keeping Sajam alive as he got his health below 100.
Yeah, that's one of the most important things in moments like that is Sajam being able to stay on the point, stay aggressive. The occasion, though, it is going to be that double shield as well, but it is going to be the Moon Knight instead. So recognizing that the opposing team was playing pretty clumped in that last game, being able to bring the Moon Knight, I think, is extremely strong into this.
They did ban Jeff, so I had to take the mask off. You're right.
Had to take him out. Definitely respect it.
Stay strong.
I like this even more. I do respect the Magic, and I think that the Magic will be very effective potentially on offense, but on defense here, I think Hella will be able to get more value, again, especially with that double shield. And Wedge, I will say that when I talked to him a little bit about this game, Wedge has said that this is the main character for him. Star-Lord is his locked-in, tried and true.
2,
He plays other stuff too, but this is his favorite.
Stop them from securing the mission area.
On the way out, we'll see which range they take. They are just going to break this left wall. Definitely the best way. Open up that choke as much as you can. Always the right decision.
And Wedge, from what I heard, is actually a Star-Lord one-trick. So we'll see how he does here. As he's just kind of waiting his time up top, looking for his opportunity to strike.
Just peppering down as best he can. Trying to go up to the high ground here. Just make sure nobody's up there contesting. Looking to close the distance in the mirror match here. He's going to decide a lot. You got to be careful. And goes back to his team. Definitely love the decision here. So now we're going to play front to back. The double shields working out, but that Star-Lord in the back line from Diamond Dogs is definitely being quite the annoyance here. Now with the Strange Mirror coming out, trying to keep himself alive. Star-Lord again getting so much value here. Can't quite get the kill. And now we're going to go for the chase down. Back and forth between the two. Both of them pop the E, but Diamond Dogs come out on top of it here. And now they're going to be able to walk it forward and potentially choke this out. But the Cloak and Dagger ult is going to be a savior in this one. Back to it one more time. Off the E again. Trying to take the damage where we can here. Using that blind, the AoE blind, taking so much room. Star-Lord looking to get aggressive past the shields. Not going to be able to take too much space. Pull with the Invisible Woman as well. Trying to get aggressive and does find it armed and dangerous, but unfortunately gets traded. And now it's a dance floor. Back for the re-engage. A long fight, but both of them look up to the occasion here. Cloak and Dagger's going to look for the dive and does get the hit on Star-Lord. Manages to get the closeout here. And Rivals Utopia is going to be able to hold strong.
That was really a clutch play by the Luna, honestly. The freeze into the ult there. I mean, honestly, you can't ask for more out of your supports. But you will, because you guys always ask for too much out of your supports.
Yeah, oh, absolutely. It's mouse wheel to the left for me, baby. I need more healing. Back to the mid-range one more time. Like that AoE heal. Magneto having to use a decent chunk of his shield here. Seeing the Star-Lord try to flank. Distracts him for just a moment, but not too much here as we continue to walk forward. The Stranges touching the shields together, and now it's going to be the Hella ult as well as the Magneto. Everything spent and is able to get the closeout here on one of the supports, but now back into the back line. Star-Lord goes down and now should be repelled again. Marvel's Utopia once again is able to hold the line, and now they're just looking for the staggers. Just barely gets away. Oh, that's crucial. That saves so much time for you.
Yeah, you're definitely going to have to wait another 10 seconds to start fighting there if you didn't have that. Good awareness on the supports.
Oh, we're going to lead Cloak and Dagger ult this time, so now tries to take it to the point. Doesn't quite work out, though. Here comes the Legendary. Magneto ult blocks a lot of it, but now he's free to shoot. Bucky gets the pull and manages to secure the kill. Somehow he's still alive, and the Eye of Agamotto takes control. Diamond Dogs finally, every dog has their day, and that is going to be enough for checkpoint 1.
What a coordinated effort from the Diamond Dogs there. I thought they might be out of this fight for sure. Ended up capturing.
The Bucky pull
That was
from
disgusting.
a country mile, brother.
I saw him, and I was like, what is he doing in front of his face? Oh, that's right.
Oh, my God. So there we go. Managed to break it through. Had to spend a lot of ults in the situation, and Rivals Utopia going to switch things up a bit here. Let's see how much better we can do. Breaking those onks, definitely looking good. Mid-range with the double shield. Hella trying to find these pokes. There's nothing more satisfying than the headshot dink when you're playing a hit scan.
Oh, it feels so good. I've never had it, but it feels so good when I randomly spray and get one.
It counts. Get the pokes. Manages to get away. Had to expend the Crow, though, so no escape for the Hella here, depending on how they dive it. Just playing the mid-range here. Onk is going to do a lot of damage. Actually forces out the ult. Does manage to get into the force field, though. So now they're going to back off just a bit, which is definitely the right decision. But Bucky, poke, looking for the damage. Tries to avoid the Eye of Khonshu. Poking continues to come through, and Bucky looking a bit low, but the healers managing to keep them together. The tanks as well. Mid-range is 1 out, no deaths traded between the two. Diamond Dogs able to win the positional war, it seems so far, but now with the kills starting to add up here, rivals Utopia should be able to get the pushback. Whoa!
Oh no, Solo ulted the support. With no supports left on the team here, Diamond Dogs definitely gonna have to back up. Rivals Utopia pushing up to their spawn.
That's definitely one of the best things for Magneto. As we pointed out before, he is so good at sniping these support ults. You cannot heal that 300 chunk of damage when it gets to full charge. You can see here, Wedge continuing to build that ult, 75% already. Moon Knight, one of the standout things about him is he's one of the fastest opening characters in the game. He's able to take the kill and now maybe set them up for the reset here. Eye of Agamotto on the flank manages to get one, but he does manage to escape. Dance floor is going to be activated and they're going to kite that back to the point. And now a little bit hectic. 3 players left here for Rivals Utopia, but the ult almost out on this one here. Diamond Dogs should be able to win the day as they continue to get aggressive here. Strange gets pushed back into the cart, and everyone is cleaned up. Woo.
Yeah, he kind of had to throw away his life there. He did not want to get staggered just by surviving too long.
Nah, take that space back. Just chill. No reason to overextend here. Obviously, Moon Knight already has that Conchu built up. Gonna have to look for that eventually here. I'm surprised we haven't seen any group combinations. Nobody is a fan of the tree. Oh, good reposition to get away from the Ankh there. Still has the Eye of Conchu. It's gonna be the Cloak and Dagger ult to lead this one up. Still fighting things out from a distance here and tries to step away, gets away from the Bucky ult. 1 kill already comes down the pipe. It's off the Diamond Dogs, but they're continuing to fight this out. Trying to find a good placement here for the Eye of Conchu. Manages to get one and scatters the team. So now while they're spread, what can they find? Agamotto goes up again. Legendary comes through, manages to get the hit! Should be able to clean everyone up here. The shields are completely decimated. Not quite enough on this one. Back in the backline, try and protect. Hella manages to get one. How in the world does she find that kill? Oh, and just like that, dude, the Utopia might be able to hold together. The Invisible Woman ult is going to buy a ton of time here. Both of them managed to gank back in. The Ankh adding up so much damage, looking for the pull, but can't quite escape on this one here. It's back and forth between the two as the supports struggle to keep these tanks alive. Magneto ult finds nothing, but the dance floor comes through. Once again, a big advantage here for Rivals Utopia fighting on the point. Stay with your Luna. Bucky gets the pull, can't quite pull him out of the range. Armed and dangerous, and manages to find the poke. Does get the block, but he's still marked here. I don't think we're going to be able to find the kill for the reset. Maybe we do. Oh no, but C9, they're off the point!
0-2.
And the defense there from Rivals Utopia.
Time to switch things up.
Right there at the end.
Which side you're on.
Diamond Dogs desperately try to ult their way just a couple inches closer. Could not pull it out.
Oh, the C9, it's painful. The Eye of Conchu continues to take up so much space, force you into chaos, even if you're not combining it with something like Groot, it being able to just occupy that entire, because there's that beautiful little yellow rectangle around the cart that shows you where you have to be. That Moon Knight covers the entirety.
You know, I've never seen that rectangle. That's probably why I lose the payload all the time.
Don't be looking.
All right, Diamond Dogs gonna have to put their best defensive effort here, but that's gonna be tough considering how Rivals has played, right?
Get ready.
This is
I
the
definitely agree.
final round of the set.
Yeah, a lot of room has to be taken back here on this one. Full picks have not been seen yet.
You should know magnetism doesn't work on super cooled materials.
So they are going to stick with the Moon Knight, which I definitely like, especially with how Diamond Dogs is a team that definitely plays more clumped. I think that being able to build that ult fast is generating too much value, but it might not be the right pick on this one considering how spread the composition is for Diamond Dogs on this one. So Moon Knight loses a ton of value going into a positional war such as this.
Oh, looks like Rivals Utopia is gonna try to pull off the teleport here.
Yep, taking that high ground. control. Magneto trying to fight things out the best he can. Has to drop, but luckily there's a trampoline at his feet. Don't bounce up again. 80 health left over. Has to go for the drop, and they're going to try and go for the Magneto here, but things reset a bit, and they're going to go back to the high ground. But unfortunately, with a couple players cleaned out on this one, things looking a bit hectic here. Couple whips, damage coming through. I've never even seen a fight in this building, Tong.
I didn't know I didn't know people fought here.
Oh, getting the whip though. This is good for Strange, taking a lot of damage here. Tries to walk past the shield, but can't quite find the mark. Supports are cut off, and Strange is gonna have to fight it out in the 1v1, but luckily Luna is able to reposition, takes a step back, and is able to get the kill on the backside here. And now with things going astray again, Rivals Utopia pushed back. Diamond Dogs doing a great job asserting dominance, fighting off the high ground, and putting things back into perspective here. A late stagger onto the Cloak and Dagger. Whew.
I'm really surprised to see Diamond Dogs survive that one. I thought they got split up there because of the teleport, but I mean, really, Rivals Utopia not able to get the kills when they needed.
Again, not getting nearly as much value here. It seems crazy to say, but not having cast a Moon Knight ult yet is actually kind of nutty in a position like this. Moon Knight, the fastest ult charge in the game when you're playing the character correctly against positioning.
And he's about to get it right now, though. Let's see how he uses it. He does still have the support ult as well behind him.
Oh, and he's actually going to go for the choke. Just going to try and take this space with it here. Doesn't get much, and the dance floor is activated. Stun comes through, but luckily Luna's able to save things for the most part here. Still playing the neutral well with this double shield comps crushing together right now.
Yeah, still playing a man down, though, with Star-Lord making his way back.
Oh my god, and so many ults popped. Everyone is dying. Oh no, Diamond Dogs cleaning things up. The Utopia, unfortunately, not living up to the name here. Looking a little too hellish for that, man.
Yeah, but Diamond Dogs basically expended all of their ults. Rivals Utopia definitely has a chance to push on this next fight.
Yeah, and time is running a bit thin here. 1:30 left over. That's with the length of these fights, this actually might be the last touch.
We'll see how long they survive here. Diamond Dogs definitely have to try to build up at least one support ult here if they want to survive this next wave.
No, definitely agreed. Meanwhile, on the other side of Utopia, they already have the Luna ult here. Magneto ult as well. Trying to get aggressive, trying to walk in. Actually gets him just about to half. They're having to retreat into that. This is actually bad. This is actually opening things up for Moon Knight quite a bit. They retreat a lot, though. I'm surprised to see the Magneto try and go back to save his team on that one.
Yeah, Dogs lucked out, though. Moon Knight took an L there.
Hella ult gets mostly blocked. Trying to get aggressive here. Legendary is activated. And there goes the dance floor. Gotta get into the circle and finally manages to almost. And now he dies out in the top rope. Unfortunately, their Star-Lord does not get the value he needed. And with them continually controlling this. Oh, the flank eye.
Yeah,
The dance floor.
The Dogs got an ult, Luna ult of their own here. Oh, that's not going to do anything to Luna, though.
What a block, what a shield. Things looking good. Cloak and Dagger ult is going to be the decider. And as I said, with how long these fights are taking, this might be the last touch here. Cloak and Dagger ult. Here comes the Magneto. Going to try and go for the snipe. It does manage to get one. So the player advantage might be enough. Trying to push that support a little bit farther away. Oh, Bucky goes again and again and again. Magneto trying to get away, but unfortunately the Master of Magnetism, just another statistic. Oh my god, Bucky goes wild, and the Diamond Dogs, unbelievable hold.
I cannot believe the defense there from Diamond Dogs. I can't believe they were able to fend that off for sure.
Shield tank as well. This has been a comp we've seen them have success with already. And then on the other side, you know, playing things pretty similar to what we had before as well. Got that Magneto Strange. Knocking things down. That double shield has continued to be so successful. And we have almost mirrored comps. The big difference coming out here is that Deku has that confidence and has that aim to be able to make that Neymar work, especially having that Luna Snow on the team as well coming out here for Void. Void has been a silent carry of this team as well. We haven't said the name much, but he has been so consistent.
I mean, we've seen so many clutch plays from Void just along the back, right?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, you can just see that ice. You can see the ult. You know, we're not focusing. We're not getting to watch a lot of the support, obviously, in our POVs. But, yeah, Void has definitely been crushing it.
We'll see here, coming out, going to set up the portal here, and they're going to just try and beat him to the high ground. So now the idea behind this is now can we get to the choke fast for them, and it looks like we might be able to.
Yeah, just that small amount of difference there using the portal. That could be all you need to get the victory, right?
Yeah, already. So now you can just kind of fire everything into the choke here. Love that use of the bubble as well with the Star-Lord as we get aggressive. And now having to reposition a bit after things get a little hairy. Support's keeping them awake. But the Sajam Slammer is able to break through the door. Very nice. Taking control of the high ground as well. So now being able to shoot downwards, especially with Neymar being able to rain down the Tridents, is such a good look here. And they continue to walk them backwards. Dominant positioning here as the Star-Lord gets super aggressive, presses that E, almost gets 2. Somehow escapes. Oh,
That's somehow Inconsiderate Raccoon actually being the one to pick off the Star-Lord.
and that Cloak and Dagger ult already being built. But with Diamond Dogs having control of the point here, you make this fight take as long as you can. You love to see this, being able to build up that percentage already. In the eye of Agamotto, able to clean up here with that ult spent. It's going to be a full team clear as we just punch Cloak and Dagger to death. Are you serious?
Oh
Yeah,
my God. I don't even know how he got the ult so fast.
Wow. So with that, which direction are we going to try and take? Still haven't accessed that portal yet. Just going to keep holding on to it here as we're going to go for the walk-up now.
Yeah, we're just walking down from the high ground here. Don't want to go all the way up.
Tries to not see us play a little bit closer to the choke. Magneto in a very awkward position there. Does end up having to drop. Has to get away from our resident fishman.
Yeah, Sajam Slammer is definitely splitting up there, going up top, coming up down the bottom.
Oh, Magneto ult to try and counter the Legendary. Does get the hit. 2 players already down here, and now it's off to the races. All green light all the time. Neymar does get the trade, though. So now the 4v4 ult's available, and we go for the dance floor, both of them in sequence. This is going to be a stalemate here for sure. Just build ults as fast as you can.
That's like 2 nightclubs at the same time, bro.
But there we go. The Legendary activated. What timing! Does get one, but unfortunately he's answered right away. The returns are finally starting to come through, though, and the Stranges back and forth. Somehow the tanks have managed to stay alive. Star-Lord ends up going aggressive and does get the trade. So now being able to get through the one, but unfortunately he's Magneto dies behind him here. It's very back and forth, but it looks like the Slammers have managed to get the edge and should be able to cap the point off of that one.
Yeah, I mean, when you had that trade earlier with the Star-Lord, I mean, it's definitely one of those things where losing your support is much more impactful than losing your DPS, right?
But you have to remember, they stalled so well, and they still have 2 ults with 86% charge here. If they win a fight, the round might just be over.
Yeah, we're going to see. We definitely have one of the support ults ready to go on the Diamond Dog side. Sajam Slammer is going to have to do something crazy here.
Oh my god, and Crazy is right. They actually managed to get through. Even with the hook here on Sajam, he's able to fly away and reset things. The Neymar turret doing absolute work in the situation, but the C and D makes them push backwards. But luckily, they're able to hold their ground there on the stairs. You cannot give away the positioning. If the DPS are able to get to that overhang, things are going to be, it's going to be a way different story.
Yeah, they're doing their best right now just to hold them off. We see a flanker going up there. There it is. It's Star-Lord.
Okay, and the Magneto ult is able to eat a decent chunk of it, but unfortunately here it's not able to eat enough. The auto aim coming through, and the aimbot is able to get 2. BC to check on this one here, though. Gotta expel that dark energy here. A Strange soon, finally getting some of that healing back, but unfortunately it's not enough. Only one healer is not going to be able to save the day in that moment. The Slammers going to get pushed away, and they're continuing to win this fight. The Diamond Dogs are going to try and push back to the point here and try and take control potentially.
Yeah, but they're losing ground little by little here. Sajam Slammer's pushed all the way up.
Oh, and just like this, they're going to have to make a play. Something drastic is going to happen here. Mansa takes out the turret, continuing to try and walk forward here. Tick, 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 12 seconds left.
Diamond Dogs managed to find their way in here.
Oh, had to go for the reposition, and now they're going to go for the flip forward. Magneto ult is going to be popped. They're going to just try and fly away from it. It goes completely wide as Neymar ult does find a knockdown. Armed and dangerous, resets again. Tries to go in for the backline here and almost gets the kill and does manage to find the reset, and that is going to be the difference maker here. The point is retaken, and now just a slight sliver of an opportunity. Maybe the portal can make it in time, but I don't think it's going to be enough.
Is this what you saved the portal for here? You haven't gotten to use it all game.
Oh, Dance Floor is going to buy them enough time. So now they're going to have the support ult. Answers with one in their own in-kind. So now with a 12-second ceasefire between the two, they're both just trying to build those ult charges now. Legendary is activating. They're going to try and go for the fight, which makes the Luna reposition. Does go for the flip forward and manages to find the kill. That first blood might be the difference maker here. Diamond Dogs looking to close this one out. 2 dead, 3 dead. Make it 4, make it 6. Everyone goes down. The Diamond Dogs should be able to take round 1.
Man, what a clutch moment here from the Diamond Dogs. It seems like they were losing ground there little by little, and somehow they just came down the stairs crashing.
Yeah, just too good in the moment. You definitely love to see it. That Star-Lord ult, perfect timing on it. One thing that a lot of players I think don't notice is that there are very clear cues when certain support ults are ending. For example, Luna holds a pose where she holds her hand up. It's very, very noticeable when her ult's going to go out. So when players see that, that's the go sign for the ult.
So you know the dance. You know the entire dance.
I only know the end of the dance.
Oh, okay. We're going to have to see that.
That's all you need, though.
We're going to have to see you perform it.
Oh, I'm drinking water.
No, but
Oh my
you
God.
should know magnetism doesn't work
I still like the attempt there from Sajam Slammers to recapture, though. You had Luna ult come on one side while the rest of your team came from the other side. It really distracted your opponents there for a second. But yeah, like I said, Diamond Dogs definitely holding on too strong.
2, 1.
Is it finally portal time? It's going to be the question here. Right away, the Diamond Dogs are going to use it to reposition. See if the Slammers are going to get aggressive or if they're just going to take the walk. Looks like they're just going to go for the walk here. Again, no portal play coming out from them. Saving it for those clutch ending situations, like you said.
Yeah, it almost paid off for them last time, so we'll see when they decide to use it here.
Oh my God, gets smoked immediately. Had to go for the bubble. Loses a lot of the timeout on that one. But gets pulled in. Somehow is still able to survive. Manages to cook one, but with a support dead, having to just reposition and get out of there. The C&D ult is going to be able to help, but it's not going to be able to let you take any space. Even though you can't die, you can't kill them.
Yeah, they're just slowly getting pushed back further and further. Diamond Dogs going back to their own space.
Nah, I said that's our space now, homie. Oh my God, they're about to high-five the spawn door. What is this crazy chase down from them? Maybe a bit of an overextension as now they have to kite back, and kiting back with Neymar being able to just free throw spears. This is actually a little bit messy here, but they do manage to make it back to that choke.
Yeah,
that was scary.
Without losing a character too, that's the most important part. You don't want to play a fight short-handed.
Oh, Legendary activated one more time. Pops the Magneto ult to be able to save some of it here. And they're able to get the kill. Somehow is able to cook it. No way. Star-Lord doesn't really get to play the game. The hook does not find the... Oh my God, another ult is canceled. 2 for 2. The Sajam Slammers.
Oh, they're really stepping it up here with the individual skills.
Dude. 2 ults completely destroyed on that one. And now gonna have to look for the reposition on this one.
We'll see how far the Slammers actually push up here.
Just going to play the choke. I definitely like that, especially playing choke on the high ground side, being able to prevent that. I mean, obviously, you know, Strange is very good at being able to contest that. Goes for the eye! What a sneak attack! Uses the shift to get over the side wall, and now has to go for the dash away. The Legendary is activated and trying to focus on the back line, but they do manage to escape, and Star-Lord gets 0 as the dance floor comes through, contesting things well, and with the CC, that is going to help. But unfortunately, I don't know if you can even kill them there. The dance floor continues to buy them time, but Luna escapes a bit too far away, and that's going to be the Diamond Dogs taking back the point now.
Their team's capture progress has passed the halfway.
I thought for sure Luna was going to be able to save the day on that one, but I think it was a similar situation again. They saw the Luna ult ending, and they just send it.
Yeah, Slammers trying to find their way back in here. Diamond Dogs has just been so strong, trying to, you know, on defense, trying to recapture everything. They have everything going their way right now.
Okay, poking things out. Shoot the shield as best you can. Strange and dire straits. Had to go for the heal there. Luckily, that Invisible Woman barrier, very good for the occasion. Strange taking a lot of damage here on the side of the Diamond Dogs. They have to be forced backwards. Got to maintain their hold on that choke. Deku from the side manages to get one. Goes into the invincibility here. Doesn't quite have the ult. Actually does. Chucks the whale, but doesn't find much.
I'm ready to put on a show.
Okay, gonna leave us in a seat to reset once again. The dance floor does come through. Trying to find as much value as you can in these moments. The freeze does lock Storlord down, but unfortunately can't find a kill off of it here. Portal for the fast returns, and the Diamond Dogs continue to flood into the site. The Eye of Agamotto, though, Sajam slammers. Oh, the captain coming through in the final hours, able to save the day and turn the point around. It took a lot of ults, but they're still in this.
What a combination of ult usage right there. You had Luna going off. You had Sajam going off with a strange ult. Fantastic play there. But that's the thing. They keep having to fight him off with all these ults, and then Diamond Dogs come back with theirs. Diamond Dogs way ahead as far as time on the point.
Taking shots as best we can. Bucky trying to close the distance here. Magneto does have that ult. Both tank ults actually available now. Support ult a little bit sparse right now. Cloak and Dagger almost there for the Diamond Dogs. Oh, Sajam somehow having to hold on to this one. Legendary is activated, and Magneto does manage to hold a bunch of it out of the way, but the auto-aim continues to cut through. Make it 2, make it 3. The Star-Lord carrying through, but the Strange gets the trade. Somehow, things looking a bit even. It's the 2 tanks facing off, but with that 1 support still alive, I think that's going to be the difference maker here. Cloak and Dagger ult is going to come through, and the Diamond Dogs looking to just take out Sajam. He was the savior of the last fight, but unfortunately, he can't hold this one. Overtime is triggered, but there's no chance they're gonna get a touch.
Yeah, Sajam. So, are they coming back? They did make it back onto the point here. But no, trickling in here is not gonna make it work. Unfortunately, Diamond Dog's gonna be able to hold on for victory.
To be able to reposition, to be able to potentially be aggressive and go to that back line to be the disruptor he needs to be.
All right, we're gonna see how far Sajam gets here, though. I think Sajam's gonna go for that Thor pick. Yep, and he does lock in Thor here. And we see Deku, obviously, the hella save.
Absolutely. I mean, having a hit scan player like this is a godsend, especially when you're a Thor player yourself. Thor, this is obviously a very, very strong team up that we don't get to see as often, and I'm not sure why. There must be something that I don't know, because I feel like Thor is a really good pick.
Yeah, Thor is a very strong pick. Honestly, every time he charges, he builds up a little bit of armor, shield, whatever you call it there. And then, of course, with Hela on the team, Hela's going to get a lot of picks anyway. You know, if Hela gets a pick while you're dead, Thor comes right back.
There we go. It's one of the nice things about this map as well. It's straight action right out of the point. We're already holding the choke here. The Slammers have chosen to be pretty far back on this. Excuse me, the Diamond Dogs are expecting to be pretty far back on this one.
Yeah, they're playing that choke point right after the curve there, and I think that's a really good choice. A lot of people are maybe too aggressive at times. It's okay to give up a little bit of space.
Thor gets absolutely kidnapped, and he gets cooked. No chance to be able to survive. Unbelievable showing on that one there, but because of the right click, we're able to track down the Cloak and Dagger. Venom in the backline trying to be disruptive, does get pushed away. Unfortunately here with the kills on both sides, it's still relatively even right now. Magneto trying to occupy this space, looking for the pokes, does manage to get the kill on the Venom here, gets the answer as well. 2 kills for the Slammers. Oh my god, all the way down to just 1 player remaining. And unfortunately, they have to head back with their tail tucked between their legs. The Diamond Dogs sent packing.
Look, maybe it's not okay to give up that kind of space in the beginning.
Oh man.
No chance to stop him here on the first point. They're going to get that first checkpoint pretty easily. I wouldn't contest that.
Yeah, that's the one danger of playing that back position, is that you really only get 1 chance to contest, and unfortunately there, Venom is just going to feed 800 HP worth of ult charge there on an aggressive choice. And now, with the Eye of Khonshu coming through, they're going to try and take even more space. No kills resulting from it here, but sometimes it's about sending a message.
You know, just separate the team, you know? Try to get a pick. That's all that matters. I know every time you see that Khonshu ult, you're always talking about how the team separates, you know, and that's really good. That's a really good strategy, but that's not working out for him, unfortunately, here.
They're trying to keep that healing down. Moon Knight continuing to add up the damage here. Armed and Dangerous is available. And to poke the Magneto down to half. Venom continues to be a threat, but unfortunately here is not enough of a threat to kill. He just kind of occupies the space. Onk just getting ignored, just walking past it here. Definitely love the decision from the Magneto. And Cloak and Dagger ult is going to try and be the initiator here. So all in front of the cart is completely occupied. But the Magneto ult, oh, he hits the stage, unfortunately. A complete block by the geometry.
Yeah, he's doing property damage, but no health bar damage, unfortunately, off of that one. And that might cost him.
Oh no, with the dance floor, keeping them alive. Thor not going to get much value on that one. An easy answer back and forth. Characters falling to the wayside here, and the Diamond Dogs securing their first victory in a fight on this one. Still plenty of time for the Slammers, though, just under 4 minutes.
Vortex field. He stopped them in their tracks.
So he's checking the high ground. Definitely like the idea. Using the 3 hammer charges to be playing that mid-range against the other tanks is also very good. Underrated for sure.
Yeah, get your health bar up before you get into the fight here.
Oh, but the Legendary manages to get the snipe. I love the Hella ult to be able to survive that clutch reaction time coming out from the Slammers here. Deku, incredible stuff, and now is going to be able to occupy all of that space. The team dashes forward behind it, and oh, the Diamond Dogs sent scattered once again.
Yeah, this is that Hella they weren't able to get in that first game, making all the difference right now.
Sajam unfortunately ulting in a corner, nobody home, armed and dangerous behind it, but no resets available. Venom continuing in the backline here, and I think this Venom might not be the pick, unfortunately. He just has not been as disruptive as he needs to be here. It's been so difficult, and it's not even, I think, necessarily the fault of the Venom. It's more just picking it into this composition.
Yeah, it's definitely not been working out there. Who are you targeting?
They're going to match Thor's is the new choice here. I like this more for sure.
Let's see how this works out here on the defensive side, right?
Yeah, Thor not quite as volatile as Logan when it comes to the kidnaps here, but he's very good at being able to bully tanks. Again, poke after poke here in the mid-range. Takes a step back. Looking for the pull there with the Invisible Woman. One of the things you have to be careful for. Gets a flank and manages to go for the Khonshu, gets 2, and now they're going to take the aggressive angle here. The Slammers once again taking advantage, and now just looking to poke and find the staggers. Oh, and they do get a couple, and luckily with Strange actually banned out here, there's none of that 2-portal nonsense to block these doors off, so you are going to actually get a chance to fight.
Yeah, you can see Sajam out there just kind of waiting for them to walk out.
Andy ult to try and get aggressive. Magneto ult unfortunately does not secure the kill. Definitely had the right idea, but it whiffed by just a hair. Magneto ult in response as well, but he flips over at full invulnerability. Can't be CC'd. Hella continuing to take this damage as the force field fight continues through. Oh, Thor doing so much damage here, looking to track down this annoying Nat. He's flying through, but the Thor can't quite get the mark. Pops the ult, and so ults the support.
Look, it's worth it every single time if you get a support out.
Oh, Legendary with the dance floor behind it. Not much to be done here for the Slammers. They just have to cut their losses and try and get away. I like that they're trying to kite backwards, though. It does manage to trade out just a bit. But here, the Magneto has to do something. Oh my god! Out of nowhere, they get 4! It's unbelievable!
What a clutch series of kills there. They're able to push right back up to the front.
And using that Hella ult once again to be able to survive the ult from Thor. Now poking those doors, keeping them locked in. 3 on cart is the name of the game at this point. Take as much space as you can with the cart, and no chance to be able to get back in. But no, Bucky gets 1 and gets the reset. But unfortunately when he ults, he comes off the cart. Of course you had to see it coming. The C9!
Oh, man, I'm pretty sure he thought that one of his teammates was going to be sitting behind there to get the cart, but unfortunately, he has to Bucky with the Bucky stuff every time.
As soon as I saw the second ult, I knew it too. He couldn't go for the as much as you want to in that moment to get aggressive and try and take advantage. You just can't do it.
It makes sense. You needed the pick there, obviously, to take the lead, but you also need to touch the cart.
For anybody asking, by the way, because I know I'm using some terminology that's not a standard FGC thing, the C9. So a very long time ago in Overwatch, there was a rousing group of gamers sponsored by Cloud9 who went to Korea to play Overwatch, and they were doing very well. But unfortunately, on one fateful day, in one set of Overwatch, in a best of 3, all 3 of the maps they lost to walking off of the cart when they had already won the fight. All 3. So now it is forever dubbed the C9.
Oh, man.
That's the Cloud9. Great order. Great order.
Yeah, they spawned some great fighting game players, so shout out to them.
My brother only sees beauty and control.
That was many moons ago.
Gonna stay with the Thor here on the defensive side of things as well.
Oh, okay. Definitely like the pick, especially with Deku playing as well as she is on Hela. I think that the Thor it makes perfect sense.
I do believe Void has made the switch here to Cloak and Dagger, though.
Okay. Already starting off strong. Magneto taking a grip of damage out of this one. Trying to find these heals back and forth. That high ground has been devastating so far already for the Slammers. This comes through, but it's not going to be too consequential on this one. Pops to level 3 and is continuing just, chuck them hammers, do that damage. Thor, unfortunately, doesn't get any healing on that one. Just gets a little too far away there. Maybe something was happening in the back line, unfortunately, but it looks like it might be the end of the push on this one here. The Diamond Dogs sent running once again back to the spawn door and going to have to regroup.
Yeah, and Sajam's team kind of going back to the choke here, playing it smart, not being too aggressive here. Formation is important.
Laying out the damage. Thor and Magneto are also just great partners as well. I mean, it's a tank like this who has a great gap closer as well as escape with someone to be able to bubble him here, but hold that thought. Cloak and Dagger ult takes a lot of space here. Good damage coming through. Khonshu comes in on the wayside. Luckily, that Magneto gets that first kill, so winning out in the mirror match is definitely big. Ult available for Thor here, but it's going to hold it for quite a bit of time. Finally looking for the pop here on the dash, I do believe, and yeah, absolutely going to try and go for the back line, but doesn't get much. Still fighting things out well. Unfortunately, no! Healing is not available. Hela ult is going to be popped in response, and if we can find that kill, we can maybe find the res, but unfortunately here, the positioning is just not quite in our favor. Oh, that's going to lead to a full reset here. Diamond Dogs back to the drawing board. Back to the walk up one more time, though. See that high ground. Got to be careful.
Yeah, this is definitely the fight that Diamond Dogs is trying to win right here. They've loaded up on ults. They're ready to make the big push.
Oh, see, trying to contest. Keep Hela off that high ground. You cannot let her get started. Thor comes up to try and contest himself. Does get the push away. Moon Knight ult comes through and does manage to get one with the Hela dead. Once again, a big advantage, and the Slammers come through, but here we go. An ult in response. Full invisibility, though. They can't find a target. That was actually crazy from the Cloak and Dagger.
They try to hit the air-to-air on Deku. Did you see that?
He didn't have another option. There was no other targets. Oh, wow.
Great focus here from Sajam. Almost got his opponent.
And Dagger ult does come through, 300 damage, but ends up whiffing out. A little unfortunate here. Bucky coming up is armed. We're going to choose to be dangerous, though. Hook's going to go a bit wide. Still ahead here on the fight. Trying to take this space back here, but not willing to give any room are the Slammers.
Fighting in that position here. Oh my god, we have soloed the support almost going down here, unfortunately.
Wow, found the headshot as well. Back to the tanks. Unfortunately there, losing out in the exchange. All of that, it was enough chaos. We didn't find the kill, but having both healers occupied with you was enough for your tanks to be able to win the 2v2. That is massive. That is high impact DPS play. And the Khonshu comes through though, gonna try and take him out, and just manage to get two. Somehow, maybe able to bring this together, but no. Oh, wait, does get their feet on the ground, but here we go. The Diamond Dogs should be able to push this all the way through. Sajam tries to get aggressive, but can't do it by himself.
Yeah, definitely got melted just trying to touch the point there, hitting the first checkpoint.
Now, gotta take stock. Hela ult on the side of the Slammers. Getting a bit closer on the other ones as well. I mean, it doesn't say there's a check mark under Moon Knight, but just assume he always has it. On the other side now, we do have the dance floor from the Diamond Dogs as well as the Hela ult, and then a potential Magneto, the Gravity Storm to come through.
Is that 32%? That's close to ult.
That's 100 for Moon Knight. 100%. Oh no! But again, the Thor, it just goes completely astray. Diamond Dogs losing out on that one. And now, with this amount of ults at this point, just cut your losses, get away. You have plenty to fight with in the potential later interactions here as Deku just goes nuclear.
Oh, and we're going in the Hela ult here, I do believe.
Oh no. Trades end up coming to the wayside, back and forth here. Diamond Dogs, unfortunately, we're down to 4, so it has to go for the full reset here. And checking out the ults, though. Diamond Dogs with 4 in the pocket, as well as the support ult. A dance floor going to be the most deciding factor on this one for sure. How do we counter? Slammers probably going to look to go either Cloak and Dagger ult or that Invisible Woman first. Decide quick.
Yeah, I think they're waiting to react to something right here from the opposing team. No one willing to spend yet.
Oh, and there we go. They are going to lead with the force field. Thor ult not going to get much. Trying to get aggressive on the tanks here. Thor definitely a very good bully onto his tank counterparts. Here comes the ult from both players here. The Asgardian duo, both going to go crazy here, but the dance floor is going to be able to save a lot of the pain on that one. Okay, gets to the high ground. Unfortunately, floats a little too close to the sun. Bucky's just going to take the shot and skeet shooting for this guy. Oh, and you can see trying to find a flank.
Wani's scheming right now.
Almost there.
Oh, so now Magneto doing a good job here occupying this space. Does get the push away. That's one of the nice things about Thor. He's great at breaking chokes. Just dashes on past. Magneto not finding much in the way of heals right now. Has to back up into his own Cloak and Dagger ult, but still can't find anything. The supports are pushed completely backwards here, and Hela is able to win today on that one. But unfortunately now just gets destroyed, gets obliterated by Thor's hammer. It's canon. That's going to lead the Slammers to potentially close this one out. Time is ticking down. 10 seconds left on the clock. How can they find the touch? I'm not sure that they even could if they wanted to.
Yeah, with only a couple seconds left here, you're not getting close enough.
Cloak and Dagger managed to make it as well as Magneto. Ult comes through and does get the C&D though, and oh, a huge Magneto carry coming through. Hela behind it as well, and all of these ults to take the space. The Slammers had plenty in the reserves to be able to get the interrupts there and are able to take the map convincingly to make it 1-1.
Yeah, Sajam actually switching to Thor there, I felt like made a huge impact.
Agreed. Yeah, having that Thor, especially with the Hela team up, having a player like Deku to be able to back you up on that one. And obviously, we cannot forget, Wani has been unbelievable top to bottom on all of the DPSs we've seen. Today it was the Moon Knight though. The thing that they do, they lock in the full comp of the DPS for the infinite ammo. And somebody in chat actually saying what I've been thinking about the whole time, Wolverine banned and not picking Groot. I'm still surprised to see no Groot, especially in this type of situation. I feel like Groot would be a great pick here, but it's one of those, oh, the Christmas tree is here. Look, it's finally time.
You knew. Sajam is the protector of the FGC, and he's the protector of his team. If he can't play Strange and he can't play Magneto, he's coming out with the Groot, all right?
Dude. And they're going to play what is a variation of one of the strong meta comps right now, which is going to be that the combination of Groot ult with the Moon Knight ult is one of the strongest things you can have as a team comp in this game currently. Obviously, the darker wall, the most important one to break as Groot. That does give a ton of extra life to his players when he's able to left-click you, and Groot's melee is nothing to mess with. It's incredibly long distance.
Hulk definitely making his way to the back line. Hela flying away here.
Yeah, had to spend a lot to be able to escape here. Groot is fighting for his life indoors right now, and unfortunately gets completely cut off for the healers here.
That's why you don't grow trees inside, all right?
Bruce Banner going down as well. The defense, unfortunately, is scattered. They're going to have to completely reset things now as the cart is going to get pushed forward pretty aggressively. And a massive stagger, a couple massive staggers. We're going to get it almost the whole way now.
Yeah, this is what happens when you lose your tanks first, right? And there's no way your tank should be getting melted that fast. You already see Sajam making the switch here to Thor. Let's see if it makes an impact. This Thor definitely made huge impact in the last match.
Okay, he's getting close enough to be able to contest here. They do make it to the cart, but unfortunately here, oh, Hulk just able to out DPS there. The Khonshu comes through, and we do go for the force field afterwards here, but we're taking up so much space, and the cart continues to march. Unfortunately here, finally the dance floor, and we are going to go for the full recontest here. Bucky gets to push away and does push him out of the dance floor here, but now having to take that big step backwards. A reset imminent here for the Diamond Dogs. Oh, Reset, never mind. Sends the arm to Dangerous, but gets no one and no chance for a reset there. Unfortunately, gets cleaned out in a hurry. Puny Banner almost on the way, but the healers manage to keep things together. And we get that bongo set up one more time. So the extra damage coming out from the Rocket Raccoon with the Punisher behind it as well. It's just too much to keep up with. You can't possibly heal your way out of this one.
Yeah, there's just way too much DPS happening right there.
Now might be a good time to
Wow.
stop them.
That was a lot of ults to invest, but it's a checkpoint, so it's worth it every time. So now, a little bit of a reset here. Does have the Hella behind it. Ult is available as well, so we're just going to look for the poke as best we can. Decent little chunk of damage coming out here now. It's going to be Thor coming out on his own. Trying to play this defensive as best we can. Charges up the shift and goes straight in for the backline. He's going to commit the ult right away and is able to get one, which is as good as it gets. I feel like Thor has a pretty avoidable ult, so being able to manage to secure a kill and win the team fight is a massive, massive advantage coming out. And that's going to send us for a full reset here as the Slammers are able to hold their defensive prowess.
Yeah, Hella able to get Raccoon right after the Thor kill is huge. They're going to have to make their way into the door here. Ult kind of just creeping, looking for an opportunity.
Okay, doinking on the headshot, walking past, trying to find that little left right here. Immediately commits with the con shoot, does get the hit and manages to get two. It should be another reset coming up here. No way to be able to escape. Oh, the crowd is just completely cleaned out, and the Slammers, again, in these chokes with all of this verticality, are continuing to be their playgrounds. Okay, hop back onto the high ground here. Unfortunately, the high ground just gets disintegrated. Hulk a little too heavy for his own good. Tanks managing to push him off the high ground once again. Stuck a bit here on this mid-range. Goes for the 3 hammers to try and go again, but Hulk kind of running out of life on this one here. Somehow manages to stay alive and beat him up. Things going a bit astray. A character down here for the Slammers as Hulk continues to go for the chase down here. But there we go. Force field actually going to be activated here. The Invisible Woman buying a bit of room. Now, unfortunately, Puny Banner gets transformed and gets bonked on the back of the head by the hammer there. Thor doing a great job controlling the space and forcing them back once again. The Slammers give up a bit of cart room, but they're able to do a great job of sending them back to the spawn room one more time. Even with the exile, not going to matter too much in that moment. We're not too worried about it.
Yeah, the defense has been holding up super strong here.
Okay, playing up the card here. Trying to get aggressive onto the back line here. Hulk, I mean, Hulk goes where he pleases. He just kind of gets to do whatever he wants in moments like this. Pops the ult just to stay alive, use it a lot like that Winston ult. Somehow is able to keep himself together and now is going to try and disrupt the backline. It doesn't do a lot of damage, but the mayhem is worth its weight in gold as Hulk continues to go crazy with the freeze. Stops a lot of that, and he has to get the transform back. Oh, and Puny Banner gets left on his lonesome once again. The backline disruption was not enough. Sajam Slammers stay resolute, fight it front to back, and do find the victory on the team fight once again.
Yeah, we normally used to see a lot of coordination here from the Diamond Dogs ults. Something like that would have definitely paid off dividends in previous matches, but...
Now Moon Knight continues to grind things out. Look how fast the ult goes up, dude. Already at 30-something%. No way, man. Just fire at the crowd. Don't worry too much about your aim.
Yeah, I feel like not having shields for either team definitely is hurting the Diamond Dogs a little bit more.
Oh, absolutely agreed. Whiffs just a bit. Dance floor comes through as they're going to try and get aggressive once again. Does manage to find the kill here. So even with the dance floor, no, the ult is able to get the support and the follow through because Hell is able to secure the kill. Hulk is trying to jump away, but unfortunately gets transformed one more time, and the Diamond Dogs are running out of it. Oh, 8 seconds left on the clock. They have to find a touch somehow here, but Sajam's doing a great job of just playing defense here, pushing him out. The offensive lineman of Thor just denying everything.
I'm wondering if Diamond Dogs would have even hit the first checkpoint if Sajam had gone Thor to start the match, right?
True. Which sucks because, man, I wanted to see the tree so bad.
I
That's my
know.
goat.
I know you're a big Groot fan.
Okay, but there's the potential to be able to hold this one here. Keeping that first choke alive is going to be a massive difference maker here. And my first question, looking at the lineup, is where are you going to place your Punisher? That initial turret placement is going to decide a ton of this first fight. But instead, we're not even going to have to ask the question. It is going to be the Psylocke to try and use that mobility and that invisibility to abuse that verticality just a bit in these early stages. Both teams still staying locked in on this 2-2-2 as well. As you said before, really the Slammers are the only people who have been able to experience any kind of advantage of being able to use that that composition to use more DPS, but it really was only when Logan was open, it seems like.
Yeah, other than that, we've seen them go with the standard 2-2-2 as well. Yeah, the 3 DPS only worked out one time, but this is winners finals, you know what I mean? You can't take any risks here.
Especially on a razor's edge right now. If you can hold this first corner, you might be able to make a major difference here. As you can see, Winter Soldier trying to play that high ground. It felt weird saying Winter Soldier. I didn't like that.
Just say Bucky, bro. I just say Bucky.
As soon as I said it. Now the mid-range fight. Here we go. A lot of this building is destructible, though, so you can kind of destroy some of these angles here. Does manage to get the push away on the Hulk, and now fighting for the high ground is both of the tanks. Thor gets pushed away, but Hulk is running out of life on this one, ends up falling through, but does manage to get back to his healers here as the cart continues to take room.
Yeah, Thor getting exiled there definitely made a huge impact. Turned that 2v2 to a 2v1. Oh my god!
Just destroys the Psylocke in the 1v1. Hulk and Thor, dive buddies, best friends forever, continuing to get aggressive here and take this space. Rocket Raccoon, though, straight up in the fight. Thor managing to spam that shift and get that extra 100 health over and over again. He's so survivable.
Yeah, that was so close there from Thor, though. Sajam barely made it out. Their Hulk, though, going puny right now.
Unfortunately, puny banner, never what you want to see. Gets exiled out of his dash. That was crazy. But I don't think we're going to get much for it, though, is the problem here. And now Moon Knight has finally made it up to that top building. As I said before, one of the toughest positions to be able to knock him off of.
Where is Hulk running off to?
He just jumped off the map, which I definitely respect. That's an old school strat, and you can tell you know what you're talking about when you do that. You don't want to give away 600, 800 health worth of ult charge. Just send it.
Exactly. Especially when Hulk's ult, I feel like, is not as impactful as some of these other characters.
Definitely agree. Okay, the ult is going to be activated here. Dance floor traded as well. No, actually didn't manage to get it off here. And now, from the distance, sets up the armor and is able to take the space back. The defensive hold does manage to come through. And now that cart is going to slowly creep on backwards here. Good call from these players to be able to keep these relatively defensive positions, though, to not let this sneaky backdoor come through.
Oh, shout out to Anna coming through with the raid, by the way. Appreciate you. Hope you had fun in today's tournament.
Yeah, hopefully we can see you for the next one, too. Definitely a pleasure to have you. Oh. Level 3 to be able to contest. Thor, unfortunately, taking a grip of damage. No help available at the top rope. Such an unfortunate situation to have to deal with there. But they do manage to get some amount of a trade. But now the Odin Son tries to go for the ult, but the dance floor pretty easily counters it here. Hella, as well as the support stacks, completely coming through. So now, when the dust settles on the support ult, is when the real fight begins. For now, we just build ult charge and try to survive. But unfortunately here, the Dance of the Butterflies doesn't actually get much. Tried to get the cut through, but the support ults are completely able to answer it here. The Thor gets pushed back. The Hulk continuing to fall through. The tanks just can't survive in the moment. And puny banner, oh, he's done for. Rocket trying to set up, just trying to get away. The team scrambling to reset in their positions now. Okay, using these 3 hammers. Again, pokes to the mid-range. Psylocke trying to take this high ground now and represent as best we can. Hulk ult is going to get popped just to be able to keep himself alive. Wow, gets tapped on the forehead, and Psylocke has to completely retreat out of that one. Moon Knight, he's just seeing the sights right now. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Oh, chooses to hold on to it though, and the Hulk finds him. He's gonna have to go for the runaway. You've got to escape. Khonshu, help me! Oh, we do get the kill.
Moon Knight somehow able to survive through that. Still gets run down though by Thor.
Wow, dude, scary stuff. But now, the Bash Brothers, the Hulk duo, the tanks continuing to be so aggressive in these moments. The ult does come through, but unfortunately LOS gets blocked by the light pole there. And you can see that blue line right in front of where Thor is all they need for the card. You have to re-engage now. You have to stay on the point. It looks like they've chosen to have Cart Lover live up to his love. Gets pushed away. The ult comes through, and both of those AoE ults are so good at being able to occupy the space, getting completely pushed off the cart now, and it's all up to Bruce Banner, but unfortunately here he's having to do it all by himself. Oh, the dance floor as well for insult to injury. Didn't even need it, but we just send it just because.
Wani making such a huge impact with those last second kills. Every single time someone tries to poke their head out, Wani was there. Sajam, slammers.
On to the grand finals for them for sure. The
On the
Slammers.
screen, by the way, they are lying to you. This is called gaslighting. I didn't know what gaslighting was until we got to this character selection screen.
It's taught me everything. But now, okay. Looking at our character selections here, it is going to be the Groot Moon Knight combination on the side of Res Esports and rivals Utopia. I mean, maybe laying down the bubbles just for the speed boost out of the thing. I'm not expecting to see the Shark make an appearance here. As much as I would love to.
Yeah, you know, somebody could play Jeff in a competitive match. Just wouldn't be very competitive.
But okay, I mean, considering what's going to come out from the Jeff here, we'll have to see. He's threatening coming out of the spawn. Are we going to get to see the Shark?
We're doing it. We get to play Jeff.
Okay, so first time getting to see him here. Wow, just gets one clipped, absolutely deleted. And now with that advantage here, they're not going to push it too much more farther forward, though. They're not going to try and press it too hard. Just going to keep it chill, keep it on the corner. Definitely like it.
Yeah, it's a good job not overextending here. I think they know that their opponents are also not going to push in just yet.
I love taking this from the high ground as well. Fortunately, the Groot walls make things a little more complicated with how you're going to be able to support your tanks in that moment. Character going down, so Res Esports getting pushed a bit farther back, having to step away and go for the reset here. Oh, and Strange unfortunately gets kidnapped, and that is the power of Logan. It's why we haven't really seen the pick come through yet. It's because players have not been wanting to have that kind of stress on their tanks.
You know, I thought Melee God was just for Super Smash Brothers Melee, but no, I think this means that they play a Melee character in this game.
Fortunately here, Moon Knight not finding too much value. Oh, the tree gets kidnapped as well! It's tank after tank, they're just never safe!
Yeah, and Doctor Strange getting torn down.
Okay, I mean, honestly and truly, things working out here. Gets cut through and closes the distance. Definitely liking it here. Checkpoint 1 already done. Rivals Utopia off the back of this Jeff is really putting in overtime right now.
The emanations of power here.
The Jeff is low-key actually helpful. I was not ready for this.
Jeff is doing damage. Jeff is healing. Look, who said Jeff was a bad character?
Goddamn.
I mean, I did, but
Yeah.
what do I know?
Oh, you see here, go for the right click. Cloak and Dagger ult is going to be committed. Trying to go for the wall and try and cut him off. I definitely like the idea here, trying to minimize the value. Okay, ult spent for both of them. Jeff going to be able to get them all. Have to spit out the homies here once you get around. Absolutely taking these two for a ride. Both the tanks. See you later. No, misses the spit. Doesn't get either. Oh no, Jeffrey. Oh, Jeffrey.
That was very unfortunate there. Very anticlimactic.
If you get both tanks, just jump off. Don't risk the spin. Plus it's Strange. He presses shift, he gets out.
That's true.
That was unfortunate. Oh, Jeff. Oh, so we can see the approach coming through. Back at it one more time. Logan ult going to be a big decider on this next interaction here. Eye of Agamotto for both of the Stranges. Got to be careful. All the Stranges have been sneaky today with being able to pop that ult. But Logan looking for the assassination here. Going to try and go for the kidnap. Does get Groot. Pushes him back into the team here. Does he manage to survive? No, the ult is able to cut through and actually get one of the supports here. And now the team fight is on.
Yeah, he fell that killing off the Groot, but he did manage to get a support, which is honestly just as impactful, if not more.
Oh no. Okay. Moon comes through. Manages to get the double kill somehow. Strange gonna try and escape here, but no. They pair back up. Able to get the kill on Mr. Khonshu himself. Moon Knight not relevant in the ending situation there. Getting the hits on the clone and just taking what damage we can in this moment. Blue team, Res Esports, plenty of time to be able to get the recontest here. Are they going to be able to, willing to risk it is the moment though. Damage really starting to add up here. Trying to go for the block, looking for the eye. No, running out of time here. The healing doesn't quite come through. He can't save his tank, unfortunately. Cloak and Dagger ult comes through in the end. And the triple support is just not working out here, unfortunately. The Psylocke not getting as much as he needs off of the value, and they both just have to escape here to try and reset. But luckily, they push it so close, and with the amount of ults they have in their back pocket, potentially going to be able to take this as Mr. Fantastic, a first time getting to see him here. Oh, Jeff ult. How many do they get? Gets none, unfortunately here. He has to go hungry. Nobody is able to be eaten in the moment. Cloak and Dagger ult stacked on top of the ult here from the Invisible Woman. And with the E from Star-Lord, getting a good amount of damage, but can't get a kill for it here. Mr. Fantastic bouncing around, causing havoc in the back line. Oh, and Res Esports managed to get 2, turns it into 3, and now it's just going to look for the cleanup and the chase down here as time continues to dwindle. 1:20 left on the clock here. Rivals Utopia going to have time for a reset and a time to potentially recontest, but this is not looking good right now, especially with only Logan ult in their pocket.
Yeah, I mean, that's the biggest impact there with Reed Richards' ult. You don't have to get the kill, you know what I mean? Just break up the team.
Oh, yeah.
Distract them, get a couple kills, let your teammates do the work.
That ain't your job. Just like that. Oh, my God.
Man, my dude's got hops. He's got a vertical. LeBron needs you, bro.
Oh, okay. Eye of Agamotto. Committed at this point. Trying to go for the walk up here, looking for the flank, maybe. Just breaking that clone. Definitely good. Oh, here comes the Logan ult. Almost manages to get one. Somehow they managed to get away, though. 2 characters still die in the wayside, though. Making that space was all you really needed. Star-Lord going to try and contest here, but there's no chance they're going to be able to win this fight. All you're doing at this point is just stalling it out and trying to build some ult charge. What else can you really do? Hey, Cloak and Dagger ult. Maybe stalling long enough? There's no way. There's no way they recontest and win this here. Res Esports, all of a sudden, everyone is back.
Can we go back to Invisible Woman for a second, though? I'm just... no reason.
Oh, Logan only lives because of his passive here. Legendary gets the shoot down. I cannot believe that Res Esports, off of the back of the Cloak and Dagger ult, are able to recontest and get the victory on the fight. Gets the kill on everyone just trying to jam themselves in on overtime. And Res Esports with a great hold to be able to keep this to 1 checkpoint. That is a massive, massive thing going into their offensive round now.
Yeah, that stop was incredible there. Oh my God. That's going to definitely make the job a little bit easier for Res Esports. I feel like everybody gets that first checkpoint on this map usually. It's the second checkpoint that everyone struggles at.
That second corner, once you get to the actual the 2-story building, turning that second quarter is incredibly difficult. But that Mr. Fantastic back in the mix one more time. This is not what I expected to see here.
Yeah, we definitely haven't seen a lot from Mr. Fantastic in this tournament for, you know, for obvious reasons. But yeah, they're making it work.
Okay, and looking at the layout of the characters one more time, that group Moon Knight is going to try and be back for it one more time. Ross sitting in on the Loki. Shouts to Ross, by the way. Ross is good at everything. It's crazy how much I know him as he was a platform fighter player, Smash Ultimate and stuff for a long time. But dude is just top level. I don't understand.
Look, he's making Loki work. You know what I mean? Much respect. This is my favorite character to play, and I can't figure it out.
Okay. Where are we going to position ourselves? Looks like we're just going to play that first choke, try and play on the second floor. Right away, takes a chunk of damage. That's okay. Doesn't change too much here as we close our distance. Gonna push that cart a bit at a time. It's pretty free until you get to this first bridge. That's when the first real fight begins. Even kills here are kind of inconsequential.
This is the one big difference here between high-level Marvel Rivals play and low-level play. At low-level play, you play at the spawn.
I'm at the door, brother.
Let me out.
I got a penny generator at that first choke. Oh, but now fight contest coming on through. Things getting a little hairy for the Strange here. Logan tries to go for the kidnap and does manage to get the kill. Strange the first to die. First blood coming through, and it's perfect here as Rez Esports continues to march that cart all the way through. Mr. Fantastic, while he doesn't do very much damage, is an incredibly difficult target to kill. And now off of the trade-off, might be able to get that first checkpoint. Like we said, this one is pretty obtainable.
Yeah, and definitely what you mentioned there. I mean, Mr. Fantastic basically turns your team into a 2.5 tank comp, right?
Now I see them.
Unfortunately, it's walled out of the point here. Loki is going to be able to use that shift to heal a ton of damage. Trying to go for the teleporter here and recontesting as best they can. Oh my god. Mr. Fantastic on full swole mode is able to actually beat out Strange and close things out completely. The force field does come through to try and control some of this space, but Mr. Fantastic continuing to stretch them arms and get the beat down. Loki goes for 2, and that's that first checkpoint down. Okay. Try back in. Mr. Fantastic trying to take a pretty aggressive angle here for those left clicks. One of the important things is Mr. Fantastic, those left clicks are very, very active. When you swing those, you can move your mouse back and forth and actually hit a ton of players if you really want to here. But right now, he's just looking disruptive, not too much damage, is able to completely duff out the cloak and dagger. No chance to be able to get back into that one here as tiny Bruce Banner trying to just DPS to the best of his ability and stay relevant in this one. But now, with the ult stacking up, everything going Rez Esports' way, the cart continues to march, and even though they only have 2 ults remaining, they're taking so much space.
Yeah, I got the entire team just chilling here on the cart.
Almost there. Don't turn back now.
The moon.
Yeah, we're pretty close here.
Oh, the kidnap! Puts a tree into the back line, does manage to get the wall to be able to get himself out of trouble, at least for the time being. Force field has to be spent, and now potentially the final fight of the round here. Depending on how it goes here, if Rez Esports can somehow come away with it here. Ults traded back and forth. Players deleted. Both sides here, a 5v5 now, leading it down to the Overwatch, but able to find the punch to take the kill. Things starting to go a little bit more in rival Utopia's way here. Oh, the Wolverine at max Berserker charge is able to trade out incredibly well, and they do manage to survive the fight without using all of their ults. So now we do have that Hulk for disruption as well as that Logan to still be able to potentially delete a tank in this ending moment.
Yeah, I mean, you could not have lost the fight here and expect to win the match. I mean, that's...
Uh-oh. Oh. So now, contesting things from the backside here. Strange, almost at his ult. He has to hold out here. Having that Eye of Agamotto can be a massive difference maker in the rest of this fight here as Loki continues to help him contain that space, presses the shift, and now here comes the Eye, taps the shift, manages to get one, and does secure the kill, but unfortunately he trades, and now with Rez Esports spending their hits, spending their ults, should be able to secure the victory here. It's just Logan, and there's no way he goes for 6.
Yeah, it's amazing how impactful Dr. Strange's ult can be when partnered with the right team. They're going to be able to hit this next checkpoint here with ease.
You see the portal pop up, but unfortunately there's no time to be able to reclaim the space. There we go. Res Esports 1-0 now in the loser semis.
It is 2 out of 3 here, so they still need to win one more match.
Or with Star-Lord, if that last player picks Mantis, no, it's okay. This is still good.
It's hard to pick triple support when all the supports are banned, brother.
That's true, but there is a comp that works out with it here. You play Loki, not Loki, excuse me. You play Adam Warlock, Mantis, another support with Star-Lord, which is an incredibly strong composition. Obviously, with the players being able to cocoon and res themselves, and Adam Warlock honestly just is a support who he's cosplaying as a support. This guy is a DPS. That right click is ridiculous.
No, he does hella damage right there. That's the thing, though. There are so many cool and impactful comps here in this game. I mean, with billions of potential combinations.
Yeah. I do like this Magic, though. Magic is another character that's definitely a little slept on for certain players, I do believe. Well, somebody's coming extremely late. What are you doing? We're in a tournament, gamer. This is my solo queue teammates.
Yeah, you can still see the outline of them making their way onto the stage. Luckily, they're playing pretty far back, so it's not going to be too much. But yeah, Magic might be a really good choice here. I mean, Magic's going to do a ton of damage.
So here's the thing for Magic. We want to get aggressive. We have to try and bait out the Loki shift, and then get out is going to be the most important thing here for sure. But for now, just trying to break that Groot wall as the Magnetos going to play that neutral game as best they can in this moment. There's that shift finally coming through, so now Magic has a little bit more room to get aggressive now. Get aggressive she does. She's actually going to focus on the tree now, trying to chop him down to size. Unfortunately, doesn't get as much as she needs, but now is still able to play in that mid-range here with that Magneto bubble especially.
It's really hard to isolate Groot, though, when he's surrounded by supports.
Oh, no, and Res Esports continuing to find these picks one touch at a time, completely dismantling everything and building himself up to the high ground here. I love that for them to get aggressive through the door.
He just missed the jump. That would have been pretty funny.
I love Fortnite.
Thanks.
There we go. That's checkpoint 1 already out of the way. Oh, it's going to be Moon Knight trying to be aggressive on the top side. Unfortunately here, both tanks get cut off, but they do manage to break the wall in time. Very smart. Magneto still taking a grip of damage now, and Strange somehow finds a pick. Res Esports losing 1, but it's not too much of a difference maker here. They're not taking too aggressive of an angle to kind of capitalize on it.
Yeah, Rivals definitely getting pushed back pretty far right away after this checkpoint.
Wow, and you see the Groot wall blocks a ton of that, as well as the Mantis ult, but unfortunately we stray a bit too far from our supports here. Luckily though, goes completely out of the way. The ult comes through and only gets 1, but we do manage to secure that kill, which is so important. Pushing them so far back is Strange, kind of cut off from his team, has to drop and try and retreat. Res Esports continues to march forward here.
Wedge just trying to flank and make an impact here, but he's finding it difficult to get picks.
On and dangerous, only marks the Magneto though. No, actually was able to find the reset there. Finds the hit, can't quite get the kill though. Unfortunately trades out in the end. But luckily though, for Res Esports, they just take a step back and continue back to the mid game. Continue back to that neutral game as best we can here as we poke the Strange and walk forward with this Magneto. The ult comes through, nothing to block it here. Oh no, look how much room they've taken. Strange continues to have to play back. Finally does find some healing here, but it might be a little too late. But no, they managed to retake the cart off of 2 good kills. A 4v4 still happening here in the mid-range. Oh, Moonlight can't quite get away, taking a decent chunk of damage here as Bucky finds his reloads and is now going to look for the hook. Strange in a heap of trouble, does have to use a shift, and maybe going to be able to escape though. The shield looking a little rough, but he does escape.
This is the choke where Rivals can definitely make a difference. They have to fight hard here. If they lose this battle, it's going to be all over.
Yeah, getting around this corner can be difficult here. Legendary is going to be popped here. Coming from a bit too high. Mantis is going to be able to completely block that out. As now, no! Commits too hard, gets out of the support ult. That's going to be the first kill coming through, but they do manage to trade. So now things looking a bit more even. Groot has that ult. How do we try to spend it here? Wedge setting up for the flank. Doesn't quite have his legendary of his own, but still is able to harass and just kind of divide the tank's attention, which is so important as a DPS. Being able to make them look left and right and not straight forward is so important in these moments, because Groot just didn't really find an opportunity to be able to pop that ult. But now, with Moon Knight having the Khonshu behind it, we might see the combo. But no! Moon Knight dies before we have the opportunity, and now that's going to be Utopia taking some room and trying to push back, killing a ton of this time off the board here for Rez Esports.
Yeah, ever since the carts made it to that choke point, Utopia has stepped up big time. Still trying to get payoff here for picking Star-Lord, though. Wedge not being able to make a difference yet.
Yeah, definitely has been annoying, but impactful wouldn't be the word yet.
Yeah, he's definitely distracting the tanks, like you mentioned.
You know, it's definitely that, it's that Tracer way of life, you know. Ooh, Strange is actually taking a grip of damage there. Star-Lord playing very front line here, just continuing to poke the tanks. Not trying to look for anything too flanky in this moment. Oh my god, it just gets gunned down. No way to even be able to get out of there. Killing the clones and forcing them to have another reset. That's so good here from Utopia once again.
Yeah, Utopia playing pretty far up, but that's working out for them. Said every time they start losing the fight, they can just run their way back, turn the corner, regroup, fight again.
Okay, looks like they might, okay, trying to wall, trying to cross. Definitely like the idea here. They're going to contest the high ground. But Bucky is already waiting. Melee God with the damage boost. Just goes through the one tap. Easy cleanup. Armed and dangerous and goes straight in. Hits a plethora of targets, but no reset to be found. It gets walled off, so no support to help him here.
Yeah, getting that pick and going for the ult did not pay off for him. He just traded himself out, really.
All those ults. And for what? What did we really get out of that one here? Here comes the Legendary, and unfortunately gets cooked immediately. Is able to use that Warlock passive to be able to get the Cocoon res. But what does it matter here if it doesn't turn into results? Rez Esports managing to get through. Eye of Agamotto hits a ton, but there's no one to follow up. No one to be able to actually make it matter.
Yeah, it's just one of those ults. You need your team behind you to get some picks.
Okay, the Adam Warlock Classic. Guys die in a pile. I'm going for the res. Gets the pull. The Moon comes through. Is able to completely control the space here. Rez Esports doing good damage, but unfortunately way behind on manpower here. With the reses, we're actually back in this here. The 4v6 now. Moon Knight tries to reposition here. Good damage on the Star-Lord and gets him out of it, but he does have that Cocoon res one more time.
As soon as he got res, though, he ran for the hills.
Oh, tap the E. Unfortunately, doesn't get much for it here. The cart is going to hit the checkpoint, and we're going to have one more opportunity here. No, the recontest does come through, but maybe a little too aggressive there, just kind of feeding ult charge at that point here, even for Strange. Now, with these deaths, this is going to give a lot of free cart space coming out now. Oh, it's just too aggressive of a choice there coming out from Utopia, I think.
And Dr. Strange getting picked off there. Great play by the Groot.
Wow. I am Groot.
Yeah, this Groot is on fire.
Oh no, and we're playing Groot and Strange, the two best tanks at blocking walls. You're going to have a really tough time getting out of your spawn, legitimately.
Yeah, you're definitely letting your opponents gather up as they're slowing you down.
Okay, Magneto back in the mix though. Lays out the bubble and just chooses to retreat. Gonna grab some armor and contest on the high ground here. But Groot, once again, trying to go for that OG Fortnite, looking to try and go up and contest the high ground, but can't quite get up there here. Wall to be able to block the space, and now with the Khonshu coming through, K7 goes massive. The ult behind it for Star-Lord as well. And now things looking hectic. Rez Esports looking incredible right now, and now the positioning is massive. Star-Lord is able to find himself over, but oh my god. The Eye of Agamotto completely opens things up. They can't quite get to the cart, and that is going to be the completed round. 3 checkpoints out of the way for Rez Esports, and Utopia is going to have to match.
Yeah, that's going to be a tough ask there, especially the way Rez Esports has been playing. It's not impossible. It's just hard.
That last swap at the end, unfortunately, just didn't quite do what we needed there. I didn't see much of an impact there from the Storm in those later stages. It just felt like, feels like the Bucky and the Moon Knight for Res Esports. The DPS's standout performance from these two as K7 and Monster OW, the Overwatch.
If they got OW in the name, you know they're
different.
They're ridiculous. Yeah, for those of you that don't know in the chat, this is a free-to-play game. You can download it now on Steam, PlayStation, Xbox.
30 seconds before you attack. Get ready.
Ooh. All right, deep breaths. This is a tough one with the amount of support bans we've seen.
Oh, just the fact that 2 Dr. Dooms are battling across all space and time, and we're stuck in the middle.
I love listening to the random story like noise in these maps.
The battle starts in 5, 4,
Okay,
3.
gonna be switching back onto the Strange here. To recontest as best we can, starting it off strong. Wow, things looking a bit messy here. Groot retaking back to the same side, and now it's gonna be the Hawkeye coming out here. Not something we've seen very often. Really, only one player has played it to any success here, but just spamming arrows to a corner, honestly, a good way to play it.
Yeah, trying to find a pick here that he can get. It's going to be pretty rough.
Good chink of damage coming out one more time. Sets up the wall and continuing trying to block the line sights here for this sniper. Groot, unfortunately, not long for this world. Both the tanks absolutely deleted. Rivals Utopia, an incredible showing off the rip. A great way to start this one off. And now potentially can use the portal to block off these 2 grounded approaches. That's something you see pretty commonly.
Doesn't look like he's going for the portal game right now. Yeah, Star-Lord makes his way onto the field trying to contest.
Oh, and they're actually going to portal for the follow-up here, too. Loki healed. The shift is going to save a ton of time, and now we're going to have a relatively even fight. First kill going over to Res Esports, though, as they continue to get aggressive. The recontest working out perfectly here, as they should be able to get the Hawkeye off of this as well. That double jump puts him in a very compromised position, and they send him running for the hills. It looked like an overextension. A water to wine for Res Esports here.
Water to wine, that's okay. I see you. I see you, Proxy. You saved all your good lines for this.
I should be saying whatever. Okay. Bucky back in once again, overextended just a little bit. The reposition, got to be careful. Oh, and we are actually going to go for the generator here. Khonshu, the Moon Knight, taking everyone out. K7, he said, I'm the captain for a reason. Everyone goes down, and almost all of it is in his name.
Been knocked down before.
Wow.
Last.
I love seeing that in the chat every time Moon Knight pops. The moon!
That's definitely haunting me, all right. All right, Hawkeye trying to make a pick here.
Uh-oh.
Oh, did not see that Groot. Surprise, jump scare.
Okay, we're going to try and use it with the turret. I definitely like the idea here, but unfortunately, the reposition from high res working out so far, and now they break the turret, and potentially you're just going to jump through. They could just jump it.
Yeah, looks like they're going to leave that alone, though. Punisher didn't have any luck there. These cheap tricks not working.
Groot ult with no follow-up required here. There's all hands from the tree. Definitely looking strong once again. Rivals Utopia trying to find a way to get active in this one. Plenty of ults on their side, though. You don't want to spend all of them here. The ult economy, it's a weird balance to have to find. At this point, you need to spend only 2, maybe 3 to be able to get out of this one. It's going to be Punisher ult spent immediately to lead this one off, though. Don't shoot the things, just shoot the people. You have DPS it.
Yeah, those things only heal about 100 per.
Does manage to take space, though, which is very important. Hawkeye ult as well, dissuading them from trying to get aggressive here, blocking off the sight lines. But Hawkeye kind of going nuclear here. Great damage, and should be able to take the point. Looking very close now as we find those headshots again and again, but the moon comes through one more time. Unfortunately, though, even with a great ult on the other side, Utopia is still looking way ahead in this one, and checkpoint 1 finally comes to their mark.
Yeah, a little bit behind pace from their opponents hitting the first check part there, but, you know, as long as you got it.
Oh my god, the hook is crazy. How do you de-root the tree? How does that happen?
Oh, you can shoot a tree down, all right? This is America.
Their one weakness, lead. Jesus Christ. Getting themselves in an awkward position. You don't want to try and contest through that tight gap there. Yep, trying to take the long way, which is definitely the right call, I think, especially for the DPS. These two DPS need some room to roam. They need to come from unexpected angles. It's very important that they're not seen first. Okay, flip on forward. Playing it slow and steady here. No major contests coming out so far. Ankh does come through, and we actually use the Eye of Agamotto. Multiple characters, unfortunately, getting stuck on that one. They have to back it off here with the trades actually coming through. Things are still looking pretty good for Utopia here as they're going to recontest with a rocket generator behind them. Groot ult does come through, and they try to trade out in response, but things going a bit astray. Bucky getting good damage, but he can't take the kill here. Unfortunately, he's getting jumped by the homies. Does get one, and being able to find the one in the 4v1 is pretty okay, but unfortunately, the fight is over.
Yeah, that's definitely the one he was targeting, but those are what we call no-impact kills, right?
Get that vehicle moving again.
Oh, and we're going to go for the teleport. We're going to try and jump scare these DPS. Here we go. How fast can you rack? They both jump down. Very, very nice. And now, how are you going to get down to the point here is the big question now. Shift already spent.
Judge, jury.
Oh, and we're actually going to steal the Punisher ult here. Ult popping all the way across the board from all players everywhere. It's pandemonium as everyone has aim hacks coming through, but with the flank coming through, Monster doing a great job of getting this damage out. That copied Punisher is very good for damage, but unfortunately it's one less healer in the moment here, so we'll see how they deal with it now. Shift comes out well and gets walled off. He can't go help his team. Oh my god, again and again and again and again. Continuing to find the hits, the kills. Rivals Utopia going to be able to make their mark on this one. Maybe make it to this second checkpoint. Now it's going to be very, very close.
Yeah, Res Esports trying to make their way through the choke. Magneto comes up from the top here, but gets blown away. Yeah, good choice. Just kind of hold back here. Let them go ahead and get that first checkpoint.
Oh my god. It doesn't even matter. Hook whiffs, but it's still able to find the kill. Bucky, a major difference maker once again here for Melee God. The moon is back once again. That's a hell of an angle we're shooting at there, though, but unfortunately it doesn't, net us much. Looking at the ult economies here. Obviously, Moon Knight always has his. Loki does have a copy, and we do have the Eye of Agamotto as well. Things starting to add up as Mantis does have a defensive ult. How do we spend these, though? How do we break out of a neutral game? Who's going to be able to draw first blood? It's going to be the ult combination coming through, and unfortunately there's not much to be done. Luckily, they don't spend anything defensively to try and live that one. The Groot Moon Knight ult is going to just pretty much guarantee a kill every single time.
Yeah, but with Doctor Strange and Loki dying right there, that's going to stagger them a little bit more. With only 30 seconds left, this is going to be a rough one for Utopia. They're going to need a miracle.
Another good little chunk of damage. Finding what we can here. Utopia going to have to go big. Unfortunately, a death already. Squirrel Girl on the field now, coming through, taking a little bit of damage here as we poke out with the Magneto, but unfortunately here that Groot is cutting the battlefield in half to great effect. Strange goes down, Punisher to follow. Things going a bit hectic here as Star-Lord manages to find the overtime, but now the auto aim coming through just stuffs in his face. The ult almost finds the mark, but he somehow manages to avoid it here. Got to stay on the cart, though. Cannot let them recontest. Unfortunately, does not find the mark with the ult here and has to walk backwards. Mantis ult is going to let them retake so much space, but Strange with the shield carrying things here for the moment now. Unfortunately, with the purple stuff on him, he's not going to be able to be healed fully. Auto aim comes out and gets a clone. Taps the shift, which does manage to save the team completely here. 36 HP remaining. It gets sniped out of the sky. The moon comes through one more time, and unfortunately here, just not much to be done. They cannot recontest through what is the lunar eclipse of your boy, the moon. One more time.
Res Esports pulling this off here. Making this look almost easy.
It holds Loki and then goes at him would be interesting.
Hey, you know, maybe they're pulling out the Loki later.
Instead, though, it's going to go in with the Rocket Raccoon potentially. I mean, it's looking like it's leaning towards it being real because they do have the full team up available here, so they're going to go for the infinite ammo stuff for sure.
Yeah, having that Punisher and Bucky on your team with Raccoon is so good. Your DPS levels up so much. I mean, Bucky's already such a strong character as it is.
We are for now.
Okay,
But in this business, that
a
can
lot to
change.
be decided here. Diamond Dogs and Rez Esports coming out of the gate here in domination for map 1 in this best of 3, first to 2. Put the match out right away. Now let's see. I mean, obviously the high ground, easily contestable for both teams here. It's maybe an interesting swap later. We'll talk about it if we see it, but the Iron Man could come through because these Hulks are running wild. But for now, we're jumping into the back line here and looking what damage we can spread. Hulk, unfortunately, has to jump out with only 200 health remaining, just barely is able to survive somehow.
That was still such a smart play, though, you know? Able to get the team to turn around just because you hopped up.
Oh my god, infinite ammo with the shotgun. Absolutely going berserk right now. Running him down with the judge. Doesn't quite find the mark though. We're going to be able to take control of the mid-range here. That's super important here on the side of Rez Esports. Diamond Dogs, while they're still relevant and still in the match, they're kind of losing control of center screen here. But now, fighting it back just a bit as that Star-Lord is harassing from the side angle now. Taking control once again. Gets pushed back in, pulled. Oh no, the Invisible Woman able to fully take that on Hulk. And now, unfortunately, he's going to get transformed back into Puny Banner. He's going to very easily get picked up from there. And that's going to be full control coming through. Rez Esports being able to maintain their central control was so important and so crucial for them being able to get control point 1. Now it's going to be that Bucky. Kind of fishing for the hook as best he can. Obviously good combos coming through potentially. Magneto running out of life here. It's going to be Cloak and Dagger ult if they're going to try and get super aggressive. It's going to be Magneto ult in response. Infinite ammo on the shotgun, but just holding their ground. Not pushing too far forward here. As Hulk is able to close the distance. Luckily, a great reaction time from the Invisible Woman player. And is able to get the clean up from the Punisher. That ult is so good with Magneto shield behind it. Able to just walk forward and decimate everything in their way. Hulk tries to hop away, but gets transformed back immediately, and everyone is seeming to die here. Wow, Rez Esports, great investment of the ults there. We do have some on the return trip here for Diamond Dogs, as they do have 3, almost 4, but we'll see if it's gonna matter.
Yeah, Rez Esports definitely playing on another level right now. You got to remember, Diamond Dogs is actually the team that put Rez Esports in the losers in the very first round.
Okay. Playing around this corner here, keeping control and just poking as best you can. It's good as Magneto. As Magneto, you don't want to bubble and shield everything. You want to intentionally take some damage to your supports so your supports can build that ult. And already looking good. Looking to take a much more aggressive angle there as we take that big step forward. AoE blind does push the tanks back just a bit. They are maintaining this space so well. This Magneto is single-handedly holding this choke all on his own. We're going to look for the hook, though, and does manage to get the pull. Pushes Magneto back into the team, but he does manage to escape. Oh, Punisher ult doesn't matter. He doesn't have to see you. He's just going to shoot straight into the force field here and try and kill who he can. He hears the hit markers, and that's all he needs.
I think he was hitting mostly Magneto's shield, but that's okay.
Sometimes about sending a message here. Support ults coming back and forth. Cloak and Dagger manages to control a little bit of it here. And now the legendary activated. Auto aim coming through. One player deleted at a time here as Star-Lord manages to get 2. Can't quite get the finish though. Again is activated and armed and dangerous. Manages to buy them enough room to secure the first point. Wow. Great uses of the ult there to be able to just completely, you know, keep off the choke.
Yeah, it's pretty interesting here to see the adjustments Rez Esports has made. Like we mentioned earlier, Diamond Dogs was able to beat them 2-0 in the winner's side.
And I think
But they call it upper bracket, right?
Oh yeah, they have a bracket. But I think the biggest thing for me here is, if you notice, this is our first real seeing of that triple support composition. It's been working very, very well, and it's coming from both sides of the aisle now. It's going to be the adjustment from Diamond Dogs. It's going to be to try and take it back for themselves. So it's all about how much damage, how fast can you build Punisher ult and be able to cut through these potential support ults, and how well can you protect that Magneto? Because with 3 supports behind him, Magneto is invincible.
Yeah, you know, I think that on domination maps it's even better, right?
Yeah.
When you're getting the triple support ult. But also when one team does it, the other team kind of has to answer back with it, I feel like.
Yeah, I mean, one of the most effective answers to this is Moon Knight Groot. But with Groot being out of the equation here, one of the most effective answers is taken off the table. So, you know, like you said, got to match him at that point. Here we go. In the mid-range here, the upper situation. Turret comes through, immediately is broken. Both teams looking to drop now. Actually, Diamond Dogs are going to hold the upper quadrant just a little bit longer, but they do send their Magneto in, so he's going to try and be the one savior in this moment as they try to protect the turret and take as much damage as they can, forcing them off of the point. Half the cap already done for Rez Esports, though. An easy cleanup there from Bucky. Punisher ult does come through and clears out the turret. That should be enough to be able to take control of the point here as they get super aggressive. No way they're going to be able to survive this one here as Magneto somehow does live, and now the Armed and Dangerous does come through. Bucky going to try and look for the resets here, but again, triple support makes it so difficult for Bucky to be able to get these resets now. Another turret to try and sneak some damage out, and it's going to be able to get one at least. Oh my god. Good damage coming through. Bucky going to be able to secure himself a reload here. Still, no one has been able to secure this point. A little bit ahead here for Rez Esports when it comes to it. Cloak and Dagger ult does come through, and it's going to try and go for the snipe, and does manage to get the kill. Is it worth your life?
Yeah, getting one support off the table here is huge in this battle.
Oh no, the rocket generator just allowing for so much damage here. Still, no one has managed to find a cap. We're finally going to be able to get it through here, though, as Diamond Dogs somehow claw their way to the top on that one. Ult after ult, support after support. Finally, the Dogs are able to get through.
Yeah, it's interesting to see the difference in team comp here. They're playing the exact same team outside of Invisible Woman and Loki being across from each other. We're going to see here K7 definitely been a difference maker with this Bucky.
Absolutely. As we said, it's difficult to be able to get resets here into the triple support comp. They can just react to your ult so effectively here. But now, playing at the mid-range, just trying to break that turret as best we can. Punisher dishing out the damage while he can. And look for that infinite ammo here soon, potentially. And I like this here from Diamond Dogs, just playing at the top range. But here we go. Ult is activated right away, trying to get aggressive here. Can kill Cloak and Dagger if you keep them in the same space for long enough, but unfortunately doesn't quite get there. Punisher does get that first kill, and now he's going to try and answer with his own, but actually the ground is going to come back. He has to go for the drop, which puts us at a worse vantage point, but still doing a great job of mowing down the tank. The one Magneto is out of the way, and that is going to be a lost fight for sure. Without your Magneto, how else will you be able to get aggressive here? Does get the res, but we win the positional war, which is so important. But here's the damage boost. That's the bongo set up now. That generator's so strong. And we're able to get the punish because we were able to so aggressively place our tank, especially with that generator behind it. We cut things off completely. The supports just cannot help their main man. The Magneto falls, which absolutely ends the fight. And someone just gets exploded. What happened to him?
Bro, it's just Bucky on Bucky action out here, bro.
Oh my god. Bucky just explodes. Oh, hooks the Magneto. It's unfortunately the worst target, but still being able to get that good damage out. Turret is just holding so much space here, and this is a terrible place to Magneto ult too, so unfortunately he has to hold it. There's no way you can actually get any value out of it in this moment, but that's going to be the Punisher ult. As we get aggressive, it pops the Magneto ult straight away and continues to shred through everyone. It doesn't matter if you have 3 supports, it doesn't matter if you have 10 supports. Punisher's too good at punching through those moments, and again, the momentum is stifled and we're reset at the choke. He's just... what is this, bro?
Look, he's just Bastion, brother. He's just holding them off. Doing what he's born to do.
Okay, we're going to try and go for a different position here. I mean, that choke is unbreakable, it seems like here, so I definitely like trying to reposition this. But again, solo Magneto, not much to be said here. Cloak and Dagger is going to cut off that choke with the ult. Magneto going to try and aggress as best he can. Nothing to be able to stop the Magneto ult on his side. Bucky has the potential to go for Armed and Dangerous. He does pop his own secondary, and now it's going to be again back and forth. The resets coming from both players here. K7, how long does he hold it? He doesn't hold it for long. He pops it again, and he's going to go straight for the supports. Oh my god. Piece after piece. Rez Esports does it again and again and again.
Yeah,
wow.
K7 definitely showing up, living up to his name here.
Oh, and just like this, gotta go super aggressive. Yeah, Cloak and Dagger ult's the only way you're gonna be able to potentially make it in time, but they can't quite get there. Unfortunate stuff having to spend the Loki ult, but it was the only thing you had to do. Rez Esports map 1 in the black pocket. A little bit of that mid-range Storm comp with the Groot. Obviously, Moon Knight builds his ult a little bit faster, but Storm and Groot also a very good ultimate combination potentially here. Decisive map coming up. Rez Esports. Can they keep this momentum? Needs to be able to at least get it through 2 checkpoints here, because we've seen Diamond Dogs be incredibly successful on this map.
Well, you ban Doctor Strange, you're getting 2 characters at least that have shields still. Magneto and Groot. And I think that's going to be more helpful on the offensive side here as far as the first choke point.
Definitely agreed. It seems like most people have not had a problem getting that first choke. But again, it's because they're playing incredibly defensive. I have appreciated the positioning they've played a lot. But here we go, out the door for the teams. And I like that. They delayed a little bit just to see who was playing what in case there was going to be any kind of swaps. But no, we're going to stick it out with what we've got here. So now, I mean, really here for Rez Esports, you're just trying to push that cart to the corner and have Moon Knight gain as much ult charge as possible. He is the crux to this team comp here. As Magneto, like a decent grip, but he's still able to be healed out of it. Still looking good.
Yeah, and once again, we're looking at similar team comps between the 2 teams, right? Only difference being Moon Knight and Storm.
And I feel like it's an interesting piece of the puzzle here for sure, because Moon Knight, not exactly the best character at shooting up. He's much more comfortable at just spraying the tanks. But, you know, as you can see, on a missed position, actually pulled him through. We don't need Wolverine. We just kidnap with Bucky. He's gone. The tree is just destroyed.
That's what I needed. Very angry.
Hey, it's obvious we don't care about the environment here. Killing trees left and right.
Yeah, just no way to be able to get out of that one. You hate to see it here. Putting up that shield one more time, though, and continuing to take the shots. Moon Knight 75% ult going up in a hurry here. Magneto ult is going to come through. We're going to Cloak and Dagger in response. Tries to wall off the Cloak and Dagger to let them not come through. Groot dies again, and Diamond Dogs continue to hold strong. No chance to be able to answer on that one. Christmas came a little early. I love the skin. It's too good.
Look, I think it's perfectly okay here, though. You take a little bit of risk. You know, you overextend a little bit. You know, your spawn is right there behind you.
Oh, yeah. If you're going to experiment, now's the time. Unfortunately, we're running out of time to experiment, though. Storm dealing decent damage here on the poke. Obviously, receiving the extra speed on her auto attacks was massive for her. It was a game changer. Went from unselectable to a super strong character. Now the ult combos do come through. Puts up the Groot walls here, and that's going to be the Invisible Woman ult to be able to hold out and avoid the combo here. Khonshu does come through as we do manage to stack this through, but unfortunately doesn't really get anyone. And now Bucky is going to go for the resets here, one after another, continuing to just punch his way through his problems. Bucky's going to find the hook, get Magneto as well, and stagger it. Oh my god, Diamond Dogs.
Wow, that was 4 solo kills for Bucky right there, man. Definitely stepping it up big.
Cool. Now with Groot closing up that distance here, he's going to try and Fortnite his way up just a bit. Missing the build, though. Ran out of mats. Okay, into the left clicks one more time, though. Definitely like this as we continue to try and melee. Bucky gets to push away, had to reload. Super unfortunate there. A little bit of an error in terms of the ordering of the abilities, I do believe, unless I'm mistaken. But now, gonna try and go far right. I like this, try and mix up your positioning here. Obviously, things aren't working here as you try and go in a straight line. But they're able to just fill that choke with so much damage, so much nonsense here. Does open up Star-Lord. Be able to potentially go for the flank now. He does get control of that high ground, but drops immediately to continue the pressure on the cart. Has ult once again, pops it right away, pulls them in together. Anything to combo it? Nothing really to show. Does get the cancel, but it doesn't show much for it here. Everyone's still alive somehow. Pops the Mantis ult. Magneto waiting for a support ult of some kind to try and go for the snipe. Looking for it on Cloak and Dagger here, and just manages to connect it here. Dunks on through and gets it on his other side. Nice little trade, but unfortunately here, even with the trades coming through, Diamond Dogs just a bit too far behind on the exchange, and that should finally, in overtime, be the touch. Crew puts up 3 walls in one place. Do not walk through this door.
Anything to block them off there.
Ooh, okay. I will say also, Groot, I feel like Groot builds ult relatively fast. I feel like we're seeing a ton of Groot ult here. Rez is doing a great job of being able to always have it active. There we go. Right click for a bit of damage. Trying to stay clumped on the left side of the cart here, trying to stay closer to the wall. Star-Lord manages to get his great escape, puts up the walls. We continue to just push that cart a little bit at a time. No reason to overextend here. Once we get to the corner now, it's showtime. This is where we have to engage the fight, and we definitely do. Pops the ult, but a great support ult in response. Able to save the day for the most part here, but Bucky still available, armed and dangerous. Gets 3 on the first one, no resets required. Wow!
Gabe from the Dogs has been such an impact, man. He is carrying this team right now on DPS.
He said you and your clones, bro. All of them. And then he uses the ult to get to the high ground. What a flex, bro.
He stopped them in their tracks.
He used the ult just to go up. He could have just walked around, brother.
He's just sitting there chilling, waiting to flank. Picking off a support here would be huge. It would slow down Rez once again.
Goes up and trying to go for the E. Had to get forced back down. Bucky is going to retake the position now. Oh, great damage, but luckily the supports are able to heal him up just a bit. Nice damage coming out of the Legendary, but unfortunately no kills, which is all that really matters. The only stat that matters at the end of the day for Star-Lord here is eliminations. We don't care about the damage. Magneto isn't going to end up going down here. We actually spend the E on our own. Storm is going to pop that ult in the back line here. If there's no support ult to stop it, you are just cooked. And that's definitely looking like what it's going to be. Luckily, though, somehow we're able to avoid. Looked like he LOS with the tree there somehow.
I think he was being protected by that little crevice. He wasn't able to get in there.
It's definitely what it looked like there. Maybe some tech I need to find out for myself here. Star-Lord having a reset here, just fully escapes, and now the Diamond Dogs continuing to hold defensively strong. 10 seconds left on the clock. This is going to be the final stand here. Only a Groot ult to show for it.
Yeah, this has been a great defensive stop so far. Rez has one more chance here.
Love that here. Looking to counter the Mantis ult, trying to get aggressive. Does get them locked down once again, but the Invisible Woman ult continues to be the savior of this team here. Has to just back out. They do manage to get a lot of cart space off of that as well, and they do have the double flying as well now to the Iron Man for the quick return. That beam to great effect, milking out the damage here. 76% on the ult. The one shot potentially coming through soon, but now all we got to do is take pot shots. Magneto, not much of a threat into the choke, but is able to just completely dunk out anyone who's here on the point. Gonna try and respond with their one of their own, but luckily the speed boost from the Mantis ult actually moves us far enough away. Trying to trade on the air-to-air. The Groot does come through, armed and dangerous again and again and again, but finally, we do get the trade out here. The Iron Man change has been a massive difference maker here. Cloak and Dagger is going to try and get that one last touch, but it's going to be easily cleaned up, and somehow, from the brink of despair, Rez Esports is going to be able to get checkpoint 2.
Yeah, that big miss there from Magneto from the Diamond Dogs, that was huge, man. I mean, if he was able to pick off one of the supports, we would not be seeing Rez still in this game.
And this is an Iron Man without a Hulk. He said, I don't even need it. Keep the Gamma stuff to yourself. Not going to be a matter here. Continuing to just poke. Occupy that space. Hulk can be able to easily jump out of that one now as we get that back into the infinite ammo. Groot taking some space as well. Trying to contest that high ground there, but he knows if he peeks high ground, he's done for. Full reload. If you saw somebody off to the left, got to be careful here. Hulk threatening the flank with the Loki clones, the army sitting behind, but finally, now that it gets to the corner, we can't contest. Tries to go for the hook and actually does whiff. That might be a game-defining hook here because we have to send a support ult instead. So now, with the support ults traded, we have to walk backwards. Magneto tries to shield himself out of it here and somehow does manage to survive. Iron Man is going to be able to recontest here, and with that, oh, great damage from Rez. Pops the ult. It goes for 3. Unbelievable. This Iron Man swap has been the absolute difference maker.
The final 10 seconds.
Oh, just walling out the sides here, trying to keep them locked in. Okay. Going off the top side there, that Magneto shield making things good. Legendary tries to trade out here. Great movement though, and kills a ton of the time on that one here. Legendary comes through and actually doesn't really kill anything. Iron Man, great knowledge of the map there to get to the Mega. Able to heal himself in a massive turn of events. The right click finds 1, the left click finds 2. Kills starting to really add up, and it looks like Rez Esports off the back of a massive Magneto switch, excuse me, the Iron Man switch, are going to be able to secure checkpoint 3. What a swap and what a turnaround.
Yeah, it really looked like Diamond Dogs was putting up that defensive wall there. Really was going to put a stop to Rez Esports. Iron Man comes out, saves the day. Really had no answer for that.
Said, Jarvis, find me a worthy opponent. It ain't here, man. It ain't here. No, there's still time. Diamond Dogs, they've looked good on offense on this one. That was the first time we've really seen them get pushed back that aggressively on a defensive stand. But I think that there's still very high potential here. Obviously, they've earned their spot incredibly well to be on this point.
Yeah, we're going to see, though, if Rez Esports decides to stay with the Iron Man there.
I think you should. Why not? It was crazy.
It was great. But, I mean, we're going to see. Diamond Dogs, you know, obviously closer to the spawn to start. They could be making a switch here to try to counter a little harder.
See here, I mean, looks like it is going to be the Iron Man coming out. Keep that Loki as well. I love Mantis also. Mantis, I think it's... No, but we are going to go for the swap. Okay, okay. Like that. And, you know, maybe it's just a pocket pick. Maybe just pull it out for the one time. You know how sometimes you'll just, like, randomly pick a character to try and return fast?
Yep. That's it. And I feel like that one worked out better than most.
The battle starts in 5.
Definitely agreed.
4, 3, 2,
Diamond Dogs are going to have to stand on business here. This is a really tough situation right now. They've been put in. Rez Esports was dead to rights multiple times on that push, and somehow they managed to stay alive. Cloak and Dagger swap, definitely looking good. Tries to go for the AoE blind, but luckily they're playing pretty far back, as we've seen from all the teams today. And now that high ground contention, this is going to be one of the big fights that we see a lot of from both these Star-Lords. Down to just a pixel of life, trying to recontest the high ground here. Walling off, but doesn't find much for it. Still no kills to come through. Walls are continuing to try and keep these tanks off of their supports. Star-Lord looking to close the distance here, gets good damage, but can't finish anything. Somehow they managed to stay alive in this one here. Oh, using that wall to be able to reset your pressure, reset your stuff. Mantis ult is going to come through, pops the E and gets good damage as the Star-Lord here, but what else can you show for it here? The ult is not quite available yet, and now they have to just back off. No reason to overextend. 2 characters already dead. The Bucky slowly getting fed on this one. They have them walled out of their house. What is this mess?
This is just disrespectful play right here. Been quarantined inside the house.
Oh, okay. Unfortunately, another geometry block there coming through. Doesn't get much for it. As we saw, we were trying to react to the cloak and dagger ult here. But now, a bit of a reset. Looking for the hook. This could be massive. Oh, gets the pull in here, but unfortunately, Groot says, I was waiting to be here. Another triple coming through from the Buckies. He's going to get another on the reset. Looking for the 6K. Unbelievable. What? Dude, it's been all the Bucky show here. If I am the team waiting in grand finals against either of these teams, I know what I'm banning. You gotta get rid of this Bucky for both these teams. They are both incredible.
Now, Bucky has been paying dividends here. I mean, Gabe's been crushing with it. Monster's been crushing with it.
Oh, Groot getting walled up here. Does manage to get healed out of the situation. Sticky one for sure, but we're still looking good. Still holding on to the armed and dangerous. We do have the combination of ults here. How are we going to spend it? They're just ignoring the Star-Lord on their left. Seems to be the best option in the current moment. Loki's going to go for the copy. Going for the Groot ult. It goes completely wide. Nobody is found. Armed and dangerous also doesn't find much. A little bit of damage, but nothing to show for it here. Groot somehow comes away with 2. Make it 3. The tree is going crazy right now. Oh, Rez Esports. This might be enough here. 1 minute left on the clock. Diamond Dogs, you got to dig deep on this one. They do have 3 ults, so there is the potential. 2 support ults to be specific as well. As long as you don't layer ults and as long as you're able to get some kind of advantage off of this big one coming through. Yep, it's going to be the C&D right away. Just trying to walk the team a little bit closer. Magneto does have ult in response potentially, but now he's just going to walk back just a bit. Pops the ult to negate some of Star-Lord here, but can't negate all of it. Luckily, he still doesn't find a kill somehow. Legendary in response! He's able to get the kill! That could be the open up. The Dogs having their day right now as we're getting aggressive. Pops the E and does great damage to the tanks here, but that Groot wall cuts the team in half once again. They should be able to walk on through, and now we're just looking for staggers a bit at a time as we're going to get checkpoint 1.
Almost didn't make it here. I really thought that we're out. A combination of ults there really did pay off.
Oh, hook was almost massive there, but luckily we have great movement to get out of that one. Snap to reload, and now just poking. Breaking those Groot walls as best you can. The larger Groot wall is the most important one. Invisible Woman almost got the pull there. The hook was looking good, but unfortunately there, Magneto Bubble's able to save the day. Somehow we're able to get a multitude. How in the world does it always come up a triple? Bucky, he just works in 3s, I guess.
3's a lucky number.
It must be for this guy. Maybe that's part of the sequence that woke him up. I don't know. The super soldier's here, bro.
Yeah, even though Diamond Dogs was able to make it to the first choke point, they're having a tough time progressing any further.
Okay, this Groot ult is really going to decide a ton of what's coming now. Got to find something. Invisible Woman tried to find the pull. We're actually going to go for the Mantis ult here, trying to be preemptive. Gets the pull, and it's actually massive. What do we have to follow up, though? It doesn't look like much. Unfortunately, off the Groot ult, we really don't get anything. Loki just shifts and completely deletes it here.
Yeah, that regen field does 100 healing per second. It only lasts 5 seconds, but it can definitely save the team. It feels like a mini ult sometimes.
Absolutely. It's like Baptiste lamp levels of impact here, but here we go. Pops the ult and trying to get aggressive. Luckily, the force field kind of eats everything up. The Buckies continue to be the difference maker, finding it one more time. This time it's going to be 4 on the first cast of the ult. Unbelievable how much of a difference maker Bucky continues to be between both of these teams. 2 minutes left on the clock. It's not a lot of time to work with, but it's plenty enough.
Yeah, the second choke point, they definitely were able to get that much faster. That first one really set them back by a mile.
Definitely did. Out Magneto almost Goes to meet his maker. That's definitely a close one for sure. Loki taps the shift and unfortunately losing out on the cooldown. Gets the pull in. As soon as they see that support cooldown go away, they try to send it. But unfortunately, there's no offensive ult to be able to combo with it here. And Groot is going to die for his green. Legendary is activated. We try to get aggressive here, trying to auto-lock onto something that's not Magneto. He does get hooked in and actually ends up getting the kill. That's actually huge for Reg Esports. Because now we can get a little more aggressive. We can take some of this space back. Don't let this cart go too far for free. As you can see, they're trying to get up this. Gotta be careful about the high ground, though. Armed and Dangerous does get the push away, manages to get one, resets for two, tries to make it three, and is able to get the support. Is he gonna be able to get away? No, it's another reset. Diamond Dogs sent astray. It's gonna be a massive stagger as we continue to go again and again. No reset, but it doesn't matter. It's a massive stagger. 45 seconds left on the clock. Diamond Dogs, a final touch coming.
Yeah, I don't know if they have enough in this ult economy here to really make an impact. They're going to have to make a huge push.
Oh, the Moon Knight having ult here too is massive. Moon Knight needs to die so early in this fight. If he casts ult on that cart, it's all but over here. Bucky finds the craziest long-range shot I've ever seen from this guy.
Yeah, being down in support here in these last few seconds. That's
Whoa!
going to make all the difference.
Found the hook, but unfortunately couldn't get much for it here. Magneto pops the ult. Doesn't get anything. Still okay. Blocking off. You can't even see the Magneto ult. He's invisible. He manages to get one. Walls out with the Groot. It's overtime now. Still have the Khonshu ult. Still have the Mantis ult. Loki still coming through. Here we go. Power of the Moon. This is going to decide a lot. Groot pulls him in. Does he manage to get the ult off afterwards? It doesn't look like it here. Finally holds on to it. Ankh comes through. What are we holding our ult for? Gotta spend it at some point. Gonna look to get aggressive here and cut the team in half. Looking for it one more time. Manages to get one somehow. Looking for the recontestant. Does get the touch on the point here, but unfortunately overtime is ticking down and Bucky can't do it alone. Res Esports, off the back of an incredible offensive stand, is able to hold on defense as well and clutch up map 2 to move into grand finals.
We might see a little star lore from K7 here. You know, obviously Loki is locked in. They've definitely been living off of that Loki. And I feel that's one thing I really love about Loki is he does so much burst damage, right? He's not going to do burst healing. He does so much, you know, a lot of characters do more healing in the game, but he does so much at once. You know, if he's got 2 clones up, you're getting 120 per shot. You know, if he's got the regen field, you're getting 100 per second. Like, you really can't beat it.
Oh, definitely agreed. Monster's playing with my heart right now. Sitting on this Mr. Fantastic. Did we actually come out of the spawn room is the only question I have now. Can I get a look at a Monster? Did he make it out of the spawn room? Am I going to get to see the stretchy man?
We'll see here.
The battle starts in 5, 4,
I think it is.
2.
Mr. Fantastic is going to be selected here in the first game of Grand Final. Straight away, we try to AoE the door here. And now, gonna try and play it on the straight and narrow. That's a very common spot to lay out that Groot wall. How much can you get for it, though? Looking for the poke. Next time we go for the jump forward here as Hulk, we're potentially going to be able to go for the shield now, but instead, we're just able to buy a ton of real estate here. Finally going into the high ground and trying to go for the jump up. I was just going to interact, though. No deaths yet, but again, the Slammers did a great job taking space. Being able to push this far ahead already, as well as the Scarlet Witch. Still being a part of the composition here, especially with the Magneto. Tries to go for the interesting flank. Unfortunately there, Hell is going to get the easiest cleanup of her life. Looks for the hot pass as Hulk, but is going to get transformed back into Puny Banner and immediately obliterated coming out of the situation. And now the Slammers continue to march this cart forward. Mr. Fantastic on the flank, just being a bit of an annoyance here, but what else can he really do? Magneto gets cut off from the team, but the supports are able to break through the wall, actually get back together now. Groot ult is completely blocked there, so not relevant in the slightest on this one. It's going to be Res Esports taking the kill here, trying to look a bit more aggressive. Cloak and Dagger ult, though, to be able to keep ourselves alive in this one. We're going to stack the support ult, and now just try and look for the snipe. Does get the hit, but it's not even close to enough to kill here as Magneto just going going to swipe away at his problems. Looks like Rez Esports might end up having to look for the reset here unless Mr. Fantastic is able to disrupt this backline the way that he can, but unfortunately, he does not get the value we were looking for. Doesn't even go for kidnap, instead just goes straight for the jump in there, straight onto 100 Fury, baits out the support ult there, and it's going to be the legendary activated. Magneto, in combination, is able to secure the kill here, and again, the Slammers continue to, you know, attempt to march forward. Rez Esports holds just a bit too tight on this one. A great combination of ults to be able to secure the fight victory. Yeah, what a save, man.
Yeah, I always feel like this first choke point is one of the hardest in any of the maps. Just getting started out the door, and then of course trying to make this last bit here before the checkpoint.
Oh, and Magneto finally getting to use that team up here. That sword projectile, so much damage. Does get the cut down here, and 2 immediately fall for Rez Esports here. At this point, to stem your losses, as the Slammers, you just got to get out, build some ults as best you can, and just, what else can you do?
Yeah, that Loki regen field saving the day for Groot there.
I'm so interested to see how this Scarlet Witch ult goes.
Where is she gonna pop it here? She's looking for a spot.
Okay, good chunks of damage coming out there, but unfortunately not enough to be able to sway things too much. No cooldowns, actually baited out in the moment. That's going to be that Magneto team up coming through one more time, using that sword to great effect to be able to buy that room back. Oh, and with the bubble behind it, they should still be able to burn it, but no, they can't get the burn down. She's able to get one incredible value coming through. The bubble was a touch early, but it still works out in the end.
Yeah, I really thought she was going to get picked off there after the bubble disappeared. Getting one is better than none.
Yeah, and a feast for Crows, just blindly firing. They're invisible, but I know they're in there somewhere.
That's where I would be.
Okay, does manage to escape here, but the Slammers finally able to break through, buying room and being able to take checkpoint number 1. But getting into the indoor portion here, looking at the team comps, I really do like Rez Esports once we get into this inside a little bit better.
Now, a disappearing.
See now though, trying to poke out on the high ground. Logan trying to be as inconspicuous as possible. Hella manages to get away there, somehow doesn't take the grip of damage that it looked like she was going to. Pops a legendary and manages to get the one clip there before the ult comes through. The force field does end up coming out in the end, and we pop the Wolverine passive as well. It looks like a lost fight here for the Slammers, as Rez is going to be able to get the cleanup here. Just shy of the checkpoint as well.
Yeah, great use of the ult there from Rez Esports. K7Showoff once again with the Star-Lord.
You stop them in their tracks.
Oh,
Team back together here, ready to advance forward. Once again, Rez Esports just waiting on that high ground.
oh, but luckily that is a completely breakable high ground there, so just being able to shoot the stairs straight out from Magneto on that one. Reconvening on the high ground now. I feel like it's been a little I was just about to say it's been a little quiet from the Wolverine here, trying to go for the swipes on in, and now just looking to try and run past. Passive, not available, but it's not going to matter too much here. Loki pops the ult. Poppy doesn't get a lot of value here. Bubble is great to be able to preserve your Star-Lord, and now just fighting together. There's the ult coming up from Wolverine. Does manage to get 1, 2 going the wayside of Sajam Slammers, though, fighting out in the ult in the 4v5. Bubble is going to be able to buy you some time, but unfortunately, you're not going to be able to buy nearly enough time. Chest to chest coming through from Mr. Fantastic, and they're able to secure the victory here on the defensive hold. Once again, Rez Esports staying resolute in this moment.
Got eyes on some bogeys.
You stop them in their tracks. The final 10
Mr. Fantastic E is disrespectful. I don't care what anybody says.
I'm
I won't say
telling you,
why.
Monster is definitely making great use of the buttons.
Okay. Holding things out. Somebody has to stay on the cart, though. 3-on card pushing it through, tries to go for the pull-in here. Still has ult and is holding on to it for just a bit. Magneto ult goes a bit wide. Both of them gonna pop the legendary here, taking the shots, but luckily we're able to completely nullify it there with the Loki. The shift is just too strong. Mr. Fantastic looking a bit swole on that one. Hella, another feast for Crows as we continue to lay down this AoE. Great damage coming out, and we're able to use the Strange to quickly return here. It's going to be a swap here for the Slammers as they're going back to the tried and true for Sajam right now on that Strange.
Yeah, definitely the best call for him. Obviously, like you said, a comfort pick. Making great use of the portal and the shield.
Oh, but they're back, and now Mr. Refrigerator putting that chest up proud, looking good on that one. Gotta go through there eventually, though. Is able to contest from that side of the portal, which is definitely a sick way to be able to do it. But unfortunately here, can't quite close the distance. Wolverine is able to just jump through the portal and jump you. That's crazy.
Yeah, Brawlpro has been doing such a fantastic job as the Wolverine. Really carrying and pushing this offense here against the tanks.
Yeah, super came alive on point two, has been looking so strong ever since they've been able to play a comp that has been a little more contesting of the high grounds here. Now, we'll see if the Groot can do a bit better here. Ult's starting to stack up a bit. Rez, gonna look for the Loki ult at some point. Probably gonna use it to copy the force field here. But for now, the Slammers taking space, taps the ult and manages to get quite a few. Here comes the ult in response to be able to try and save the day here. But the auto aim whiffs just a bit. The Star-Lord duel is one-handedly coming through.
Yeah, unfortunate waste of an ult there from Sajam. The regen field from Loki saving the day as well. No one really able to die.
Yeah, that reaction time was just too clean.
Yeah, that dude can drive impact reaction all day.
Time ticking back just a bit, 15 seconds. You have time to look for a recontest of your own. Mr. Fantastic, though, he gets more bounces when he's inside. You have to get out of that choke. He's going nuclear. So many bounces to contest here. Can they actually get there for the overtime touch is going to be the question here, and it looks like they are. But for how long is it going to matter? Magneto ult is popped straight away. Strange is content to have to chill and block that one, but the ult does get one, which is going to end up being massive here, I do believe. Fight. Turning things a bit astray. Auto aim is turned on, but gets poked straight out of the sky. Rez Esports looking to clean things up, and a 6-0 victory in terms of cleaning that one up. So now they hold strong on the defense, but what can they do on the offensive side of the ball?
Man, Rez Esports has been doing such a phenomenal job picking off supports first. You know what I mean? I have seen Void's name come up on the right side one too many times for Sajam's liking, I'm sure.
You said you're gonna bench him?
Nah. Void is playing godlike.
No.
Void
Okay.
is playing godlike. He's been, like I said, he's been carrying a support. It's just Rez Esports is doing a great job picking off supports, you know?
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, every time the first death seems to be support. I mean, they're just really identifying and knowing where healers are at all times.
Yeah, and I think a lot of that is coming off of the back of K7 playing incredibly strong on the Star-Lord. Even when the auto aim is helping. Using that legendary is definitely good, but he is just like one-clipping supports sometimes.
Yeah, K7 is definitely showing off here with the Star-Lord. Seems to be his main for sure. I think that's something I've heard talking about it before, so.
Oh, triple DPS back again. This is something that we saw before coming out from the Slammers. Can it work out this time? They're going to go C&D with the, with the Luna. It's a good healing layout for sure. I mean, if you're going to put Deku on the Neymar, this is definitely the correct call.
Yeah, they've definitely got optimal healing out here. But is one tank going to be enough to hold off here?
I mean, with that extra DPS pressure, maybe, but only time will tell. Sajam already kind of getting kidnapped here. That is the danger of having that Wolverine available here. Has to spend the shift and completely back out there. So now it's DPS's kind of every man for himself in the moment here. Rez Esports doesn't get a kill, but wins a massive positional war and is going to be able to get the cart to that first turn. And another kidnap. One tank is just not going to work while Logan is selectable. Look at this guy. Look at them both.
Wolverine on Wolverine action, playing the mirror match here.
Oh, 3 kills, and now time to stack everybody on the cart. Got to get closer and closer. Groot, luckily, though, is the one to be able to get a little more aggressive and take some space. Wall things off. That's a sick wall up above, by the way.
And we've seen Prof actually pop off with the Groot before in previous matches.
Oh, yeah.
Really surprised we didn't see the Groot ban as well.
I definitely agree. It's been a difference maker time and time again. Still has the Groot ult available now. Is able to play it a bit defensive in that moment. And also, Groot is very good at being able to break interactables. Whether it's Onks or it's the turrets coming out from Neymar, he's so good at being able to just poke them away for a very low commitment. He snatches the storm! Luckily, the bubble saves the day. That was actually unbelievable! Storm ult gonna go straight in for the backline here. Generates good damage, but unfortunately doesn't generate any kills. Force field comes through once again. Dance floor in response as well. It's ult after ult for everybody. Magneto is gonna try and go for the snipe here. Looks for the block, but can't save the day. Luna's gonna get destroyed by what metal we're able to find here on the map. Hulk gonna get re-transformed as well, and the Logans continue to be the defining factor of this match. Wolverine, he's too different. That's the best Canadian.
It's not your though.
No, this guy's #1. His fit goes crazy too. The jacket with the boots.
That's OG stuff.
That's going to be the point, though. Rez Esports are going to be able to make it work. They're doing a great job answering everything the Slammers have been able to bring to their attention so far. Getting super aggressive on the thing. Here comes Storm on the ult. Manages to get one. Sajam Slammers, though, are able to answer in kind. Hawkeye trying to be a difference maker on this one here, but with the auto aim coming through, what can you really do to answer here? Okay. Goes for the hop-in, though. Hulk is just going to try and disrupt the backline here. Gets re-transformed, and unfortunately is going to get eaten up by Wolverine straight away. Taps the E coming through as well, and we are just a hair away from the point. I don't know if the Slammers can even get a reasonable recontest here. Logan has his passive and is going to be able to live a bit longer, but it's not going to matter much.
Yeah, with this wall in the way there, that's going to be the checkpoint as Wolverine dives over the goal line.
Oh man, Rez Esports, map 1 firmly within their control. A bit back and forth in certain portions, but overall, the difference maker, K7 and the Wolverine, as well as the Groot, everything firing on full cylinders for this team right now.
Yeah, no, definitely Team Rez is looking a little bit different. Huge impact. So, but there's not too many wrong choices. There's definitely more right choices.
Agreed.
Yeah, you know, one thing that we don't speak about enough, because obviously we're seeing a lot from a DPS perspective, a tank perspective, but these support players have been crazy good. Yeah. I've never seen a player die because they just weren't getting healed. You know what I mean?
For sure.
Like,
and also the reaction times on these ults to stop the potential DPS ults. A lot of these times we'll talk about how Star-Lord won't get advantage, and that's coming off the back of the Invisible Woman being quick on the draw with the Q. It's, like you said, very high-level stuff.
yeah, both of these teams have done so well on the support side of things. I just feel like it doesn't get enough credit.
3, 2, 1.
Ooh, okay. So it is going to be the Punisher coming out here from the Rez Esports side, but they're not going to rock the rocket with it. Playing that pretty significant setback here on this one. Definitely like the idea. Okay, Mr. Fridge himself walking up with the left click here. Gets some damage and tries to go for the E in. Look at the amount of temp health here. As we said, 2.5 tanks. The comp is looking strong right now. Wow, what a that felt easy. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Yeah, that's definitely a way to put it there for sure. It kind of just ran him over with that.
But now, I mean, luckily they all have a synced up spawns. Checkpoint 1 already out of the way. Whereas Esports, a very strong start.
They got so much time now. 5 minutes is a lifetime to get to the second choke point.
Continuing to take shots here. Dude, the fridge himself. Still just soaking up so much damage here. Great use of the Groot Wall, though. Layering them completely to try and get this damage here on the Hulk. And it just feels like it's never ending here. And luckily, at least from the side of Res Esports, Mr. Fantastic's able to just lead the charge, pops the ult, and forces the Mantis ult.
Domestic violence, able to kill Invisible Woman first. That's crazy. Kill your own wife? You should do half damage if he hits Invisible Woman.
Maybe double. Oh, so it's going to be Adam Warlock popping the ult here, trying to keep himself alive on this one. The Invisible Woman barrier does help out quite a bit, but the auto aim is going to be able to take control of the moment. The damage beating things up. Doesn't actually get a kill for it, though. Once again, the Sports putting in overtime right now. Another legendary pop, and is investing all of it into the Incredible Hulk. Turns it back into, unfortunately, the very normal banner, and he's going to get obliterated on the other side of the Groot Wall there.
Yeah, K7 has been a huge difference maker here with his Star-Lord. Been popping off like crazy.
His movement has been so clean on the Star-Lord, too. Can't say enough, man. Oh, it's finally time. Deku is going to be the one to bring it out. We're breaking the seal. It's time for the Squirrel Girl.
Let's see the kind of difference Squirrel Girl can make here, though.
So definitely a character who's very good at occupying chokes as well as having very hard CC. An ult that works out well as well. But here we go. The Iron Man is going to be a choice as well. Obviously having that gamma radiation to back him up, doing so much damage on the cleanup here. Already taking a decent advantage with that double Groot Wall. What an incredible way to be able to block off the damage here.
Yeah, he was so quick to build that double height wall, right? That's crazy. He's just like, I'm going to block out Iron Man.
Mouse dexterity, kind of ridiculous here.
That would have taken me 3 minutes to build that wall.
Say. Using that shield, once again to great effect. Oh, wow, what a push, though. Somehow is able to completely keep Hulk out of the fight, but you can't keep Hulk out forever. Back to the normal size, though. Hero Hulk. Groot closing the distance. Has that ult to potentially pop here soon. Mr. Fantastic bouncing around, disrupting the backline. Hulk is going to try and go bam for him here on the hands. Does get the push away and reflects some of that damage here, but the fight continues here on point. This is where it needs to stay for sure as Hulk gets the jump away. Iron Man repositioning just a bit, has that one-shot ult still sitting behind. This dude, with the walls behind it, it's actually very good for Squirrel Girl there, but unfortunately gets walled out just a bit, it seems, and builds up to the high ground here. They're going to try and contest this Hulk. This has been a crazy back and forth right now. Peeking out. Pops the ult. Iron Man's looking for something. Maximum Pulse comes through, fires it blindly into the invisibility. Unfortunately finds nothing, and the auto aim is going to come through here. Good evasion sets up for the res now. Doctor Strange unfortunately getting beaten up, but maybe is going to be able to make the return here. Hulk continues to go for the chase down. It feels like I've seen Hulk in untenable positions over and over again, and he just will not die.
Yeah, he does a great job of just balancing out his jumps, his shield, all of his util. Until now.
Yeah, unfortunately there for Brawlpro. It's going to end up getting cut out of that one. Trying to fight from the top there. Has to drop into the fray to not just get cooked. Mr. Fantastic has ult again somehow. Deku is going to continue to try and rain the squirrels from the high ground, but has to drop to get away from the big man himself. And unfortunately there is looking to get cleaned out. Res Esports looking like they should be able to get this third checkpoint here. It's seeming like an inevitability, but this Hulk is going to be able to stall a lot of time actually.
Yeah, popping that big boy ult there. 1,500 health. Pushes the whole team back.
Yeah, did manage to buy just enough time. Everybody's going to be able to return here. And now it's going to be a fair 6-on-6. Ult's leaning a little bit in favor of the Sajam Slammers here. Couple shots back and forth, trying to be sneaky. It's that Iron Man feeling when you're trying to look like you don't want to ult, but you know you're just itching for it.
Res Esports actually being pushed back all the way to the entrance. payload so close to the final checkpoint.
Luckily, it's getting walked back just a little bit at a time. Great angle from the Iron Man there, just raining down damage. Squirrel Stampede does come through. Pops the ult in response as well. Too much to have to deal with, and they do manage to get one, which should be the difference maker here. I don't see Res Esports being too aggressive off of this one. You got to wait for your homie to come back in, but no, they are continuing to play the mid-range here. Oh, and that should do it. Eye of Agamotto with the combined damage of Iron Man and that infinite ammo is going to be way more than enough to secure the kill. And even though the time bank was massive, it's starting to get just a sliver smaller. 1 minute left for Res Esports to be able to find this touch.
Yeah, I mean, after Res Esports has just been kind of running over the Sajam Slammers the first 2 checkpoints. Sajam Slammers definitely figured it out. Maybe Scroll Girl is the answer.
I mean, Deku being able to put a good amount of damage down here. Gonna go straight for the jump down here. Mr. Fantastic trying to help lead the charge, gets the pull in. Things getting a bit awkward as the terrain is respawning, looking for the flank there, but couldn't quite find the mark. Go for the jump in, and Iron Man still has that ultimate, holding onto it to try and find the snipe at some point here. Rez is just looking to get away so they're not too staggered. One more coordinated touch. There is the potential for it here, but Star-Lord is going for a magical journey, trying everything he can to escape, but unfortunately the E comes through. Somehow is still alive. How is this guy still squirreling away from this?
Bro, the evasiveness. I don't know how he made it through. Oh, they were able to portal all the way through the back line.
Wow, goes for 3! Somehow Wani is able to just bleed them out. The cocoon comes through, but it still should be able to do the damage here. Oh, that's actually massive. Are they going to be able to heal enough? Venom on the return quick, trying to find their way back in. Can they get the touch? Somehow they managed to get their feet on the ground here, so it's going to be overtime, fighting it out to the very bitter end. Iron Man cooking characters up now. Star-Lord tries to go for the 1v1, but unfortunately doesn't have the damage here. The Slammers somehow are able to maintain their composure.
Oh my God, that's called leaving it all out on the field there. I cannot believe it. Sajam Slammers able to put a stop.
The 3-man Iron Man ult was the savior of that map. Unbelievable. Wani gets all the prize money if they win. That was actually unreal.
I know, that was ridiculous. Oh man, and going one-on-one with the Star-Lord there mid-air as well with the beam. Whew, that was man. Res Esports was on a roll those first 2 points, right? They're like, that was like a Jerome Bettis run. You know what I mean? You couldn't stop him, but he ran out of gas.
Yeah, legit. He just got tired. That's the big man interception. Oh, crazy work though, and it is going to be
Get ready.
No, we have the spectator book, so I can't see all the characters. Are they rocking the triple support? Is that what it's gonna be here? Looks like it's going to be Ross. Walking through on that one.
Yeah, on the Res Esports side here, we got Star-Lord, Invisible Woman. We got Cloak and Dagger.
There's the Punisher. Yeah, so it is going to be the triple support. So Res Esports is going to run that composition that we've already seen them have great success with here. And we are going to get to continue to see the Squirrel Girls. Deku, at least for now, is going to walk out of the spawn room on it. So now, start of the mid-range, definitely looking good, using that double jump from the rocket. I like that as Magneto. Infinite ammo and the gamma charge, adding up a ton of damage here. Fortunately, no eliminations though, so feeding a little bit into the support ult a bit, but it's okay. Pressure is what matters in this moment. You can see the mid-range continues to be successful here. Res Esports playing it a bit closer range than we would from some other consistent. Right click doesn't do too much on this one. Gonna go for the infinite ammo one more time. Here it comes, trying to cook things up with the Gamma Beam here, and just everything being invested into trying to protect that Iron Man. So much damage coming through on the backside here as we continue to poke the supports. But now, with the infinite ammo back out one more time, we're gonna have to play that mid-range cautiously. Once again, walking forward is Sajam, trying to protect the Hulk here. Brawlpro does manage to get away, and luckily, we get back to the heals. Cloak and Dagger's gonna pop the ult, and now the cart looking good for the Slammers. But unfortunately, Banner's gonna get the transformation. Tries to get away, but the Punisher ult is just too strong. Oh, and just cooking everyone. Just cooking absolutely everyone. Incredible stuff once again for the Punisher. This triple support layout is looking so strong.
Yeah, triple support with the Punisher is definitely a strong pick, especially when you're going up against the Iron Man here. Wani gonna stay on with the Iron Man though, has that ult on deck, hoping to make good use of it.
Yeah, the Iron Man's definitely been looking incredibly effective here, which you can see Magneto trying to save this hold as best he can. The turret, everybody doing their best to just throw pot shots at it here. You can't overcommit. Hulk is gonna jump up and try and meet him at the source, but unfortunately, Punisher's able to jump back down to his team here, and Hulk kind of has to back out. Cloak and Dagger though. Blind ult! Doesn't manage to get much. Only gets one, but Punisher should still be able to escape here. Sajam somehow manages to almost get away with his life, but Rez Esports finding these hits again and again, pulls the Hulk back. The Invisible Woman is able to pull Banner. That was actually incredible. Pulled him out of the jump.
Yeah, it's a really great use of our offensive abilities there.
Oh, back to the poke, though. It's going to be Deku on that Hella one more time. A Feast for Crows is available now. Punisher continuing to try and light things up. Legendary is popped right away. Using that auto-aim to great effect. Hella's unleashed, and we're using all the auto-aim to just try and cut through. Iron Man manages to get one, but it's Punisher, which is just such a crucial portion of this. But Rocket able to revive them. Even with the revive, though, the Slammers should have generated enough of an advantage and enough of a chase down here to be able to get to this first point, I do believe.
Yeah, Iron Man definitely standing out in front and somehow picks off Punisher. That's going to basically guarantee this one.
Cut him twice. Twice that fight. That sucks so much.
Yeah, Wani definitely showing off the DPS abilities here.
Okay. Good little piece of evasion there, trying to get away from the Hulk. Don't want to have to spend too many of your cooldowns getting away from the big man. That's really his job. He's just soaking buttons. That's all that matters. If he kills something, it's just icing on the cake. That is not his job. Let's get the hop away, though. Punisher using that ult. I almost call it an ult because it feels like it should be infinite ammo, just ticking away with that left click.
Just the ult without the auto aim, you know?
Cloak and Dagger ult, gonna try and get aggressive. Magneto ult to try and go for the snipe here. Tracking, not quite finding the mark here for the Iron Man, but back at it once again. Has the ult, is gonna try and reposition, it seems. This is gonna be dangerous.
We're looking for a big hit here. Sneaking around a little bit.
Oh, and yeah, Star-Lord was looking very brave when they had that bubble behind him, but unfortunately, as soon as that bubble is up, not much to be done on this one. Iron Man is going to try and fly for the flank. Going to try and go for the point-blank ult here. Star-Lord is going to find them in a dark corner, though. Taps the E, but they do manage to get away. The flight is just a little too fast. Hulk moves the contest here in the side slate. Able to go back into the mid-range now. Playing in front of this cart, pushing back their team of Rez Esports here. But unfortunately, not much to be done with this space. It is going to be the Invisible Woman ult popped right away. Magneto's going to try and go for the snipe. Not going to be able to find the mark on this one. Looks to try and block something, but can't find what he's looking for here. As Iron Man continue to just beam things away. The auto-aim, though, cooking players left and right. Had to spend the support ult to be able to counter call on this Star-Lord. Oh. But how are you going to protect yourself on that one? Messed up the zip tech, though, so we're a little bit slow on the return. That's one of the nicest things about Punisher. He's very good at getting back. Here he goes. Entering the Juggernaut mode, just shooting through this choke, cutting through the bubbles. Magneto has nothing left to be able to save himself here. The Slammers will be pushed back one more time. 45 seconds left on the clock with one ult to their name. Backs against the wall right now. This is a very difficult situation for Sajam's team.
Yeah, the one good situation is Res Esports doesn't have any ults on their side. Wouldn't be able to do a big stop here. We'll see though. The only ult on Sajam's side is the Hulk one. It's disruptive, but it's not fatal.
Yeah, and they have to push into them. They have to make an aggressive play here. Hulk is going to go for the jump in, try and keep himself alive. They somehow get pushed back. It has to be a contest for the overtime here. Continuing to walk forward. 10 seconds left on the clock, and all Res Esports opens up with a kill. Obviously, no support ults to be able to save the day here. Magneto has managed to get his ult on this one here. He looks for the clap, and Rocket is going to be able to boost the damage, and especially with no support ult to be able to save yourself. Punisher is going to be a menace in this moment. The damage boost, plus that, as well as Magneto chucking his ult as well. Super overkill as Cloak and Dagger is obliterated, and Res Esports are going to be able to hold the line and now make it 2-0 on the map score.
1, 2, 2.
Res Esports playing like a whole different team, man. I'm telling you, ever since they entered the lower bracket, it's been crazy.
They've just found their footing and is building up so much momentum here. Monster, even with the bans being a little bit targeted in their direction here, is continuing to do so much work in so many different ways. The Punisher has looked great on them. Excuse me, Wolverine. Monster's character pool has been pretty deep on this too, so we'll see. Gonna be a tough one for sure. Characters getting locked in, and looks like Sajam is gonna go for the double shield comp once again. On the other side, Rez is gonna lean in to the Groot, who has been an absolute killer, almost worthy of drawing a ban in his own right as well. Now let's see it. A lot to unpack. Deku is gonna lean into the Neymar. The Luna behind it. Luna has also been a very hotly contested pick and ban here, and leaving that Luna open does open up Neymar to be a little bit more deadly in the moment, and they are actually going to go, if I'm not mistaken, this is going to be triple tank on the side of the Slammers here.
This is definitely a new strat that they're trying for the first time in this bracket, and obviously not a new comp at all, and we've seen hero shooters in the past.
Listen, every game will devolve into Ghost at some point. It's not always the best thing, but it always exists. It's relevant.
Look, TJ won Frosty Fostings. Every team is Ghost.
Like this here, just poking things out, winning out the mid-range here, doing a great job, especially with this triple tank composition, trying to set up these walls and look for these picks. It's going to be a lot on Deku to be able to find these touches. Trying to go for the kidnap on the group, but actually misses out, might lose his passive for the trouble, but no, is able to escape with great healing from their side. Now taking that step back, root walls galore, back and forth. Trying to go for the run forward here. Res Esports getting that first kill, managing to take the second as well, and now it's all cleanup all the time. Ult's finally starting to come through and be built up, so it's going to be Groot ult on both sides, and Groot ult with the Neymar. Potentially big, but no, they're going to swap. They're not going to try and stick it out with the ult. They'd rather just go straight in to using that Star-Lord.
Yeah, definitely jumping off of the triple tank comp here.
Oh, Groot ult gets popped. Has to go for the dance floor in response. The whale comes through and does find the knockdown here, but it's not enough to get any of the kills. Cloak and Dagger ult going to be coming through as well. Looking for the shields, trying to protect yourself as best you can. The dance floor continues to be the difference maker, though. A Star-Lord is trying to get away here desperately, and now the Legendary is active. The auto-aim comes through. One character already dies, and again, Res Esports should be able to clean this one up. He's still alive and still going crazy. Taps the E and takes the kill, but I cannot believe this ult here. Wani tries to go for the hero play. Unfortunately, it does not work out and dies for the trouble. That's going to be Star-Lord ult burnt on a fight that was just lost.
Yeah, unfortunate there. That was definitely a desperate attempt to try to save your team's chances, but did not work out.
I mean, when you have the angle, you have the angle, so I definitely respect it. But like you said, didn't quite come to fruition. See on the high ground here. It's so hard to be able to have to deal with that Star-Lord up in the skybox here. K7 doing a great job, continuing to go. But I see some squirrels bouncing around here. It's going to be Deku back on that one more time. This is closed with the Cloak and Dagger ult. Tries to go for the kidnap here on Groot. Has to pop the passive to be able to survive somehow here, and does manage to just barely get away. But we're going in for the chase down here. Rez Esports again cleaning house.
Yeah, somehow able to get those fadeaway shots and survive.
Only 60 seconds left.
Wani switching to the Psylocke though, you know, I wonder if the Iron Man switch here would be good as well, right? I mean, we saw Wani definitely pop off with the Iron Man in the previous game.
Oh yeah. I'll definitely agree. There is the potential here. Groot ult is actually going to connect. They're just going to completely destroy them, though. Everything is spent, even with the support ult behind it here. The Psylocke, the one piece still alive in the moment here, but can you actually escape is the question, and it's looking more and more like no. Another massive stagger, and it's going to be down to 20 seconds. They are going to have to brute force this one, but the Logan ult is still available for an early pick.
Yeah, this is definitely their last chance at a push here. This could be the tournament, really.
Slicing and dicing. Ults continue to come through. I really like this from Rez Esports here. You know you only have to win one fight. Don't over push it. Don't rush your timings here. Here comes the ult from Magneto. Cloak and Dagger pretty successfully avoids it, and the shields are able to completely open up. But with that first kill from Brawlpro, pops the ult and is going to go for the slice and dice. Even on the 2-2 now, 4-on-4 coming through as Magneto pops his ult. Thanks to the butterfly coming through, gets the auto aim and is able to go for one, get two in the back end. No, the healing is just too clutch, but there we go, is able to get the answer. Cloak and Dagger ult taking up all the space on the point, and I don't know how the Slammers are going to be able to recontest here with Logan already going down. It's Magneto by his lonesome, and he's going to get cut down. That is going to be able to seal this one out, and Rez Esports is a measly 97 meters?
Yeah, it's one checkpoint will definitely get them there. It's not far. It's not even all the way. You know, it's barely up the stairs on that one.
And this is, it's something that we've noted out. It's been talked about again and again. The first checkpoint has been so obtainable. One extremely decisive team fight win can get you around that corner.
Yeah, and the way they've been playing, I would not be surprised if it happens immediately. Sajam's team is going to have to pull out a miracle here. This is going to be that defensive stop of the century.
It's going to be a tough one. The Slammers are going to have to dig deep on this one for sure.
This is the first time I think I've seen Sajam on a non-tank character.
30 seconds.
He's going to be the one to try and lock in the Wolverine. We'll see if he's going to be able to get things done with the kidnaps here. It's going to be very important. He still has that Magneto. It's going to be Brawlpro who's going to be giving him the bubbles here.
I also sense great sarcasm.
And they're going to play a bit farther back on this one too, recognizing that if they lose one fight, really regardless of where they take the fight, that card is going to be able to make it basically the whole way across.
Yeah, definitely the first fight here is going to determine who's going to get their ults first. And that's going to make it pretty much impossible to come back.
Yeah, once you get too far behind in the ult economy, things get just a little too hairy. So here we go.
Sajam scheming, plotting here. Sitting in the corner, finds an opponent. No, goes back.
Does manage to get the kidnap there, but unfortunately it doesn't. It does actually convert into the kill here, but it's for Rez Esports actually. First blood going down. It's going to buy them a ton of room. Gets pulled back in by the invisible woman, but healed back to full. Great catch by the supports there.
Yeah, we've said time and time again, the supports awareness on both sides has been on 10.
This is the decisive fight right here, right now. I'm going to try and play on the loop, try and play on that height. One kidnap, one good pick. That actually could be it. Goes for the E and just barely manages to get away. Has to spend the Magneto bubble as well. Wolverine going absolutely nutty here. There's going to be one kill coming out for the Slammers. Can they keep the advantage though? It's going to be that auto aim from max height now. As Esports continues to march this cart on forward, looks for the kidnap here, but Groot is just unkillable in the moment. Still has his ult to be able to contest as well, but finally ends up dying as he gets pushed out of the Cloak and Dagger ult. That's going to be a reset. This would be a miracle. I cannot believe this is like getting this close. Kill comes through. Both the Wolverines going absolutely nutty here. Sajam being able to secure another kill for themselves and continue to hold this corner.
Yeah, once again, getting the kill staggers your opponent there. And we got K7 trying to show off here. Trying to save it for his team. He's able to get one.
Oh, yeah. This is actually massive, especially with the Invisible Woman ult behind them there. That force field putting in so much work. Sajam goes for the ult and unfortunately gets no one here. The slam goes a bit wide. Oh, still just trying to slash through these tanks, but unfortunately, looking like the answer to will it kill is no. The tanks are just too tanky right now. The healing is too massive. Kills finally coming through though. Monster on the Iron Man just jump scares the fight. And look at this. It's looking like it could be the end here. Kills coming back to back. Pops the ult and try and brute force it here. It's going to be all down to the Star-Lord, but with Cloak and Dagger ult behind it, I don't know if it's going to be enough here. Slammers still trying to fight things out, unfortunately losing out on their final attempt to contest, and Rez Esports are going to make it to the checkpoint, make it to the finish line, and after going to losers bracket round 1 are going to be your winners here today for Marvel Rivals.
Insane.
Unreal performance. Top to bottom from the gamers here. Crazy stuff.